You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Well, not exactly listening, because we're over here talking about board game news and stuff and realizing it's already 7 after. We need to get this thing going. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Wayne.
Figure it'd probably be better to put that content on the air for the other folks at home.
Yeah, we're having a discussion here. I know a couple people were already calling us out online there. Where are we at? Are we doing this thing?
Yeah, completely forgot.
We're just talking and talking.
We got sidetracked. Yeah.
Comments like, oh crap, it's 9:07.
Anyway,
this week I am sick. I don't know what it was. The kid came home from summer camp with something, and now it's spreading around the house. So today's episode, I'm going to be more or less the operator, kind of like the engineer in the background. Because you really don't want to hear this stuffy nose and all the sneezing that comes along with it. So I'll be here in spirit with you gentlemen, because in today's episode, we're going to talk about Dice Tower East Day 4. So the final wrap-up day.
almost there.
How many
4
weeks
and
does
5.
it take for us to get through one con?
Yeah, I got 4 days left. Two days of con left.
And depending on how long that goes, because I know we always say, oh, yeah, we'll get through a few days, but we've only been able to get through one day at a time for a 2-hour episode.
Taking half the
Depending
show.
on how long that goes, we might get into the Dice Tower Awards.
Yes.
That came out in Gen Con. We'll give you what we predicted and how we scored, because we had our predictions and then the actual scoring. And then we'll, if we still have time, catch up on any news. All the while, we will open up the phone lines and have you all calling in to talk to us about gaming.
Absolutely. All right, I'm pulling up my list. I got to scroll back a little bit now. We're getting,
I don't remember now.
We're getting back to, this is what, a month ago.
We're talking about
But
Saturday.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Last week we had 4 calls within the first hour.
Saw that. That's pretty good. Yeah. I know. I
nice.
watched.
5 calls total for the whole day.
Yep.
So we'll see if we can break a record today by opening up that phone line, 813-618-7099. You're welcome to interrupt Rob and Wayne as they talk about Dice Tower East.
Just me.
Day 4.
Just right.
Just me. They can't interrupt Wayne. They just got to interrupt me. Yeah.
What was that? It was last year's Dice Tower East. They kept interrupting Rob. Yeah.
Oh, hey, was it? Oh, I don't remember.
At this rate, we might be at next year's Dice Tower East before we finish talking about the games played at this year's Dice Tower.
Could
East.
very well be. Could
Same,
very well
so.
be.
So we're up to Saturday. Is that what it is? Saturday now?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, I was just looking at my Saturday list. I'm trying to remember because it was a month ago.
So I remember.
Go ahead.
So Saturday started with Tyrants of the Underdark.
Yes, that's the first one on my list. So that must have been. It seems like there was a game before that. That's what I was trying to remember. There was something and it filled up quick, I think. So I ended up watching a game the very first thing in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday we did get a game in, which is almost tradition now of Tyrants of the Underdark.
Yes.
So that was who all was in that? That was you. Or no, you weren't in that one.
Yes, I was. I started it. You took over for me.
Ah, is that what it was? Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. I watched the first like 2/3 of that game, and then you had to run, so I took it over. That's why I was gonna say it was a little foggy on that, but that's what it was. So yeah, I took over for you, Dan, Jim, and William. So like I say, it's kind of a tradition now. Although Jim had just learned this game within the last a few months, I think. Before, I don't think this was his first play. I think it was his second, or it could have been his first. I can't even remember. But yeah, that's like I say, it's a classic for us now. It's almost a staple every con. We got to get in a game of Tyrants on the Underdark. So great game. I don't know what your opinion. You've played it just a couple times now, or
3 or 4 times now. Yeah, love it.
Okay, 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah. Always with the base characters. Usually, I think I played once or twice with like the expansion characters. It was a great game. I bought a copy of this at last year's Dice Tower East, so now I own a copy of it. And it is. I think it's hard. I'm hard to say. In the D&D themed games, which is a ton of them, really, this and Lords of Waterdeep are the top 2.
Yeah,
I think for me, I'd put Waterdeep 1 because it's old school worker placement, but this one is really good. It's got this great push pull. It really sings at that 4 players where everyone's kind of fighting and the back and forth. It's got the classic deck builder: draw 5, play your cards. You have spend points and buy points and kill points, and you can kind of play it differently, right? You can go kind of like a military route and put a bunch of troops on the board. You can go a spy route and kind of assassin route. So you can kind of customize your deck as you're playing. This is a really good game.
It's I was looking at 2016 release there. It's one of the first games, if not the first, that I can remember, at least the first one that did it well with deck building and area control. That just wasn't a thing. I mean, deck build, you had tons of deck building games out at this point in 2016. You had tons of area control games that have gone back for 100 years, but kind of mixing those two, or at least, like I say, doing it well in an interesting way, putting it in a cool world, a cool universe here. Really just, I think this would be my number one over Lords of Waterdeep, but it's close. Lords of Waterdeep is a great game.
Yeah, I mean, they're very different games.
Yeah.
But I think both games really bring in the theme of the area, like knowing D&D and knowing Waterdeep and City of Waterdeep and the Lords of Waterdeep. That's a perfect game for theming, and Pirates of the Underdark is perfect for the Drow and the.
I have a feeling Rob has never read any of the Drizzt novels.
Probably not. No.
Nope.
and probably because I have, I'm with Wayne on this one. Like, this this is good stuff. It really explores the Underdark.
It's good. Catches it good. Try pronouncing some of the names and stuff like that.
I don't even try most of the towns on the board and stuff. I think there's like there's about 8 or 9 or 10 of them. I can pronounce I think one of them. So yeah.
And so now I played about 2/3 or a little more than half of the game. We weren't quite able to get it in before I had to leave. I had to leave because I needed to go be the adult to witness my kid playing in the pitch car tournament. So met up with Nick Oben and his kids and mine competed in the annual Dice Tower East pitch car tournament, which I love to say, and you got to be the proud dad.
Proud dad, yeah.
Proud dad, because let's do this. Here we go.
Oh, you
got the grand champion, the champion of the kids pitch car tournament. Malcolm, my kid, won the tournament, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had this big, huge, long board, and it had 2 like loops in the thing and a jump, and it was like once the kids got to the one loop, it was like. Took forever, you trying to get through the loop, and then my kid hit it right through the loop, and then he got through the second loop quick, and then he just kind of like he was ahead, and I'm like, all right, all you gotta do is just keep matriculating, keep moving, like no one's getting through that loop anytime soon. And he kind of did, it was good. So he won. He had competed last year. I think he came in like 3rd or 4th. This year he won. I think Nick's kids came in. They were in the top 10 too. They were in that range too. So they had it was a lot of fun. It's fun watching them, play it. So that. So
yeah, they had a big group of kids. How many kids were there?
Oh God, they had to be at least 20, 25 kids. It was a lot because they had a bazillion cars in the race, and it was good. So it was fun. I love this. I love pitch car. It is just so expensive.
It is.
They're reprinting it now. And I looked it up, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" It's like the base game is like $100, $130, and
you get like 4 pieces of Trek. Yeah,
probably, yeah. And then to get like 3 or 4 expansions for it, like in order to buy like the base game and like 3 or 4 expansions, which would give you like a good amount of tracks and pieces, it's $350. I'm like, that no.
That's a
I
big
love
investment.
the game too much, but I'm not invested in that much in it. It's like.
Yeah,
I'll just play it once a year at Dice Tower East, and Dragon Con usually has a track so we can play. But yeah, so that was good.
I thank God that Mike Lorenzo had to move across the country and had to decide what to keep and what to take, and it was too heavy to take with him, so I got it for a great deal with at least 2 of the long extension boards, which those are hard to find.
Well, sweet.
Nice.
And the other thing is just finding the place to set it up. I mean, it takes up space. So yeah.
Yep.
I took multiple plastic tables with me to the 24 Hours of Daytona race when we set up the campsite, and we had an ever-going game of pitch car on those tables. Like, we wouldn't even take it down for eating. You have to eat around the cars.
Oh, really? Nice.
I'm really surprised they haven't moved to like plastic pieces for the boards. Like they're still all kind of like pressed wood, because I think one of the problems with the game is especially living in Florida, it gets moist. It gets humidity. Those tracks definitely, like even Tom's tracks, some of them are kind of warping and putting those little plastic pieces in there. I would think that, now granted, not necessarily environmentally friendly, but neither is press board. So, to be honest, why not have some of these just, printed on plastic that you can kind of, put them together. But I guess, I don't know. Interesting to speak. Yeah, interesting to see if like why press boards still versus plastic boards, but yeah. I got hear Jason Dunham saying, "Is Carlos speaking to us from the Underdark?"
Yeah, he's off camera there. He's got just doesn't want us to see his unhappy, sick face right now. But yeah.
So after that, I don't know. What did you do next?
I was just saying, I think while you were playing, while you were with the kid there, I think we started the next game on my list, which was Deep Regrets. So I played that with again with Dan. Got that played with Kristen. Hold on, no, sorry, it was Dan, Jim and Nathan I've got listed here. I know Kristen was at the table there. Maybe she wasn't playing with us, but this one was one to me that I had learned about just before Dice Tower started. And I was just interested in it just because I didn't know a whole lot about it. But I knew the Dice Tower was talking it up, and I started seeing some reviews and stuff pop of it, and it seemed to be really positive. Everything was everybody was liking it. This generally, Deep Regrets wasn't the type of game, and I'm saying this more often recently, it seems like, but I didn't think that Jim would be interested in, because this is definitely not a deep Euro. There's a lot of just luck in this. You're flipping over some cards. So basically, you are a fisherman, so you have a boat, and you can upgrade your equipment. You got rods and reels and equipment that you can get to go out on these little fishing excursions. And there's 3 levels that you can go, 3 depths that you can go and fish. There's the shallows, and then there's the medium depth, and then there's the deep depth. The deeper you go, the more risky things are, because as you're fishing, about half the fish that you can catch, or that you can reveal and decide whether you want to actually try to catch them or not, are just normal fish, various size fish, various actual real life types of fish that you might want to catch. The darker side of it is that about half of them are Cthulhu type monsters, and you can catch these monsters. Without getting into all the depth of the game, there's the fish allow you to do 3 things with them. Normally, you can, if you catch them, you can either eat them. So if you eat the fish, it gives you some kind of boost or some kind of advantage for either temporary or for the rest of the game. You can sell the fish, so you can go back to port, and you have to take a whole day. The game's played in a series of a week, over 7 days, and you can go back to port, spend a day at port. That's where you buy your upgraded equipment, and then you can sell your fish if you choose to do so, or you can mount your fish. Your player board has a place to mount 3 fish. And if I remember correctly, there's 2 spots that each of the fish has a point value. So if you don't mount them and you just decide to keep them, and you don't eat them and you don't sell them, then you can save them till the end of the game, and they're worth a certain number of points. But throughout the game, throughout the 7 days, you can mount up to 3 fish. I believe the first 2 are ×2 multipliers of the score, of the value of it. And then the third one is there's a ×3 multiplier. There's a little bit of give and take on that, in that you can only put 1 fish on each one. Once they're mounted, they're there, and you have to mount them before the game ends. And so there's a thing about, you can kind of get stuck out at sea and not make it back. So if you press your luck and go all the way to the last round of the game, there's a card that you can flip, which gives you -10 points, a little dinghy rowboat that you can choose to go back to port. So it allows you an out, I guess, if you need to get back and mount that last big fish or whatever that you're trying to catch. But you take a -10 points for it. The last, there's some other intricacies here with the board we're seeing here on the screen. If you can sell good fish if your reputation is good. I guess I'll call it reputation here. What do they call it there? I know that it's just as fair value or foul value. So fair value is if you have a good reputation, you don't have too much regret of these regret cards that you can draw for various reasons throughout the game. If you don't have a very high regret number of cards, regret cards, then you can sell your fish at a higher fair value, the good fish. You can play the game the opposite way and go into it's madness. I see right there the big word madness. So taking these regret cards ups your madness quotient, and as you become more and more mad, you actually get points for selling the foul fish. So, or I should say, more money or more points in the game if by keeping or selling the foul fish. And so you kind of choose a path. You go good or you go mad, and both ways have obviously different advantages, disadvantages as you play throughout it. And then the other big mechanic here again is these madness cards that you draw, these regret cards, I should say, that you draw. They have values on them 0 to, it looks like 3 here. That sounds about right. And you can take a bunch of these things. I think at one point in the game, I had like 12 of them. I think Nathan said one game he had 16 of them. At the end of the game, whoever has the highest value, once you add up all the numbers on all the cards, they take a negative, I think it's -10 points if I remember. It's been now a month since I played it, so all the games that I've played in between. But you get negative for having the most, and so you're kind of walking that tightrope of it's a you can a lot of times get better things by having a lot of those cards and selling your fish for higher values. If you catch those Cthulhu, I'm going to call them the bad kind of fish, but you want to not be at the end of the game stuck with the most value. And so sometimes you can get a bunch of cards, but if you draw a bunch of ones or zeros, and there's a way you can cycle cards and try to draw lower numbers, and then there's ways to give cards back to reduce your madness score. But it's just this it's a lot of luck in the game. It's a fun game if you go into it with not serious expectations, not necessarily trying to win. Although I'd say it is a fairly competitive game. It's really neat, and the theme is fun. I like the Cthulhu thing. So the mixture of a fishing person or a fisherman, and then mixing in this Cthulhu and some of the I don't want to spoil any of the cards, but some of the cards just are downright funny. No regrets, regrets. But some of the cards have text on them, and they have little stories on some of them that depending on what you eat, what it does and does to your madness values and things like that. So it's a fun game. The artwork is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I guess long story shorter, I think we all really enjoyed it. And getting back to Jim, this again is not the kind of game I thought Jim would be excited about. When we came back, there was a game day the following Saturday, and Jim was teaching this game when I showed up to game day, and he was talking about how much he liked. I think he bought a copy, actually. I don't remember if he was playing a copy he bought or a copy Alex had, but he really enjoyed it. He said he really liked it. So Cthulhu with lemonade and butter. Ooh, yeah. Cod Cthulhu. I see what you did there. Cod Cthulhu, that Jason Dunham. But good game. So we played this. This probably was a learning game for a couple of us, and so I would say this game took probably well over an hour. And I think you may have been finishing up with the pitch car. While we were doing this, if I remember. Yep. I think you walked by at one point, and then that's when you turned me on to my next game. You may have another one in between. I won't go into this one yet, but you can probably talk more about this. But the Firefly was my next game.
Oh, really? That was later. That was much later in the day.
Oh, okay. So you had some other games. I figured you might have some in between.
But and I think I mixed up my days because I think I've talked about playing
the pitch car.
Not pitch car. I know that my family we played Wandering Towers. And Print, and I think we talked about those. And I think River Valley Glassworks is another game I played that day. So I think I've kind of already talked about a lot of games I played Saturday. But yeah, rest of the day Saturday. So yeah, I would go ahead and go to Firefly. I think. Yeah. Well, no, I think before that, Firefly was late in the day, didn't we? We did a bunch of party games Saturday night.
It was after Firefly. Well, at least in my order on my.
Okay. All right, sure. So we do Firefly and then
so Firefly was like kind of late afternoon. So yeah. Okay, go ahead. You know more about.
I thought it was late night, but maybe not.
Oh no, it was earlier. Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Okay, interesting. I lost track of time. So the Nerdy Weds, they had the collector's edition, the 10th anniversary collector's edition of Firefly the game, and it was me, Jim, you, my wife, and
William
from Nerdy Weds. Yeah,
Nerdy Weds. Yep.
We set up the game. It took up 2 giant tables. we had to push 2 tables together.
Yeah.
And we probably could have easily spread out even bigger. And we played one of the intro scenarios that was fairly simple, and it still took a little while. But this was my first play of the game. I enjoyed it. It's basically just giant pick up and deliver. And we played one of the easy scenarios, and because we had 5 or 6 of us, so it was a high player game. If we played a longer scenario, we've been there like 10 hours, which is easily a game. This game does have that long play time if you're playing some of the more complex scenarios. But it was, the gorgeous version of the game. I love Firefly, hence my kid's name being Malcolm.
Yep. Your son's namesake.
Might like it a little bit.
But I did sell my copy at this year's Dice Tower. I had a copy with 3 or 4 of the expansions that just never got played, and I sold it for a good price, which is fine. I enjoy the game. I don't need to own it. It's way too long for a game that's good. Like what's funny is while we're playing it, my wife's like, "Oh, this game's pretty cool." She's talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah." But you just sold your copy. I'm like, "Yeah," but I've owned it for like 12 years, and we've never played it. So
never played it. Yeah, yeah. She was really enjoying it. She was really into it.
She was into it. Yeah, and the problem is just the kind of game you're not going to get to the table very often. Well, at least in my household, it's not going to get to the table on a regular basis. So
Yeah.
why it's, if I really needed to play it or wanted to play it, I know Jim owns a copy. I know William owns a copy. I know several people in the Tampa Bay area that own copies of this game where we can say, hey, why don't we get together and play Firefly? Right. So
Yeah.
It was a very enjoyable game. I would like to maybe play some more of the complex scenarios. It's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, like even at the base scenario kind of that we were doing, some of those missions and some of the skill checks you have to do, like you really have to spend some time building up your crew and building up your ship's abilities and collecting things before you try some of the more complex actions in the game. Because it can
reminded me
rough.
a little bit about Outer Rim. You've played Outer Rim? Yes, yeah. So it reminded me a little bit of that. Outer Rim, I think, streamlined this part of the game a little more because Outer Rim, it's on one card. You're kind of just going down, rolling some dice real quick, and adding some things. This game is a big setup. I know we played again, it's the 10th anniversary edition. So the one we're seeing here on the screen for those who are able to watch at home isn't the version we played. We had deluxified pretty much everything. And so awesome copy that William for the Nerdy Weds has. But I mean, you can try to see if you can find it on there. But the money was oversized. The ships were really cool. The big rollout neoprene mat. I want to say there it is. Yeah, I want to say that it took William a half hour, and that was with help. I know you were helping him out.
It probably took 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Just to get everything set up. It was a huge setup. The game itself took us probably about 3 hours, maybe. Somewhere in that range. So we, like you say, we played one of the shorter ones. There was obviously some teach going on there, but we read through some of it, and then we learned some of it kind of on the fly, which was a good combination. But
I think it's good. We were getting to the point of it's always interesting. It's like my style is like, let's not read through the whole rule book. Let's read the basics, and then if it's an introductory game, we can kind of learn things as we go.
Yep.
And then there's people who want to read the whole rule book first. I think we kind of balance that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's about like an hour into our play, Tom came walking by. Tom from Florida. And he was like this, he was like just shaking his head at like the size of the game, and he kind of poking fun of it. And like the money in the game is like literally like, you can see how big it is.
Almost like a sheet of paper.
Really like a sheet of paper. Like literally like they're like 4x8 or 6x8, sheets
something like that.
Thing. And they get bigger as they go up. So like just everything in this game is just grandiose and large. And like, I probably like if they ever did a reprint of this edition, I might pick it up just to have it. But it's massive. Like it's like too big.
But it was very cool. Yeah, it was my first play ever. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we played. It's not a game that I would play all the time, kind of like you said. There is a lot in this game. The learning the game isn't all that hard, but it's just
the rules,
the amount of stuff. I mean, every planet you go to has a deck of cards that you can potentially go through. You only flip over and have certain number of those available at a time. But I mean, a massive amount of stuff that's in this game. You could spend 10 minutes, just trying to pick out, all right, which cards, which upgrades do I want to do at this planet? Now I'm going to move over to the next place. I'm going to deliver a thing. Oh, I'm going to buy some more upgrades. Give me that deck. Let me look through that one. So, I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
and if you make a mistake and run out of fuel, you can't, because like you can just move like one die at a time or one space at a time, but you can burn fuel to move further and faster. And if you don't time it out right, I think that's kind of where I won, because I had my last mission was close enough where I could just burn crazy fuel to do it.
Yeah.
And I think either you or Jim, somebody got kind of stuck on the far end of the verse, and
that was
like,
me. I think
they didn't have enough fuel to get all the way back across. So you're kind of inching your way back over. So I can see where this is kind of game where if you make a mistake and you're out of fuel or you're behind the reavers or you're kind of screwed yourself, it's hard to pull out of it. Like when you crash and burn in this game, you crash and burn pretty hard. You're going to be out. So I kind of don't like games where it's like, like it goes in like some of the 18xx games and some of those other big games where like, if you make a mistake in the beginning, congratulations, you get to sit here for the next 3 hours knowing that you have no chance.
You have no chance to win.
And so and if, for a pick up and deliver game to last 3, 4, 5 hours, where you could lose in the first hour and a half, that's where it falls flat. But the theme, and I love Firefly, and I love that the whole show and everything about it. So I play it once a year type thing.
Yeah, that's about right. And I would probably, like I said, I doing it once a year. I think I would enjoy doing one of the more complicated missions, going ahead and just planning a day, just play this for 6, 7, 8 hours and just kind of call that the day. So,
Yep.
Cool.
So then after that, we kind of tried to plan to get anybody who's a fan of the show, crew, people that are from the Tampa Bay area to do party games. We went to the party game room and we busted out a whole bunch of party games. I think you were playing a game with some folks that I played later on called Galapagos, maybe?
Yes.
Did you play that? Okay.
I did.
But
Yep. That was the next one on my list. Yep.
While you were playing that, I taught Nick and his kids, my kid, a game called, where is it? Jungle Speed, which is a pattern recognition game.
Yeah.
You have an idol in the middle of the table and you're flipping over cards. And if you match the same pattern with another person, you can grab the idol and then you give them your cards. And the idea is to get rid of all your cards first. It's kind of like a speed recognition, pattern recognition game. And there's some cards that changed. Yeah, there you go, Jungle Speed. This is a game that I've been playing since the early mid 90s. I've had a copy for a long, long time, and it's a fun game because what I've found over the years is the kids do better at it than the adults, because you have the idol in the middle of the table, and when you're flipping over this pattern recognition, like there's something about this old man brain that it doesn't register that, like, okay, you and I have the same. I'm like staring at it. I'm like, it's the same pattern. Let me go ahead and grab the idol, and the kids already snatched it, type thing. Yeah. So it's a good game to play with kids and families. It's good, like a little party game. It travels easy. You can play it anywhere there's a flat table. So I taught this to Nick and his kids and my kid. We played that while you were playing Galapagos, which I played later in the night with my wife. So I'll let you start talking about it and then I can jump in because I played it later.
We actually played at the same time. I've got you.
Did we?
Okay. Yep. You and your wife listed. We played.
I thought you were playing another game before that. Okay.
I was watching some games. Yeah, there was a couple different games going on. So yeah, me, Amanda. I got it just to work with Dan, Amanda, Kristen, Kyle, you, Leanne, and Nathan. All played Galapagos.
Galapagos. HELLOPOGOS.
And you probably can explain this one better than I can. This was a very different game. So.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cooperative yet not cooperative game. Is we're all on a deserted island at the same time, and there's like we crash landed. So it's like what was lost, right?
There you go, lost.
Crashed,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So on your turn, you can either go get water, go get food, or try to build a raft to get off the island. Or you can go dive in the wreckage to try to find some stuff. So you have the 4 actions you can kind of do in a round. And every round, as a group, we all need to have enough food, water to feed and drink everybody. If not, then we're going to have to kick someone off the island, right? And kill them, right? Get rid of them. So you're trying to hold off that as long as possible, because the more people you have, the more chances you have to build the rafts you need to get everyone off, because each raft can carry X amount of people. Find stuff in the wreckage, but in the wreckage you can find poison or anti-poison serum or a gun or bullets or food that might make you sick, but at least it's food, and other water. And so the whole idea of the game is eventually there's going to be like this giant tsunami or event on the island, which you basically have to get off. And so it's this ticking time bomb of you have just enough food and water to last like a day, and you have to constantly get those numbers up while still trying to build rafts while looking for goods. And eventually at some point you're not going to have enough food and water. You're going to have to betray somebody. And then it turns into the social deduction.
There's a vote.
There's a vote, and we're gonna vote somebody off, but they may have a gun. So if you vote them off, they can turn around and shoot you. So there's it has this, it's survival of the fittest, Lord of the Flies type game, and it certainly gets interesting. The first couple rounds, I love the twist. It's first couple rounds, everyone's working together. Everyone's trying to save.
Hey, we can do this. We can build enough rafts to get all of us off.
Yeah, we can build enough rafts. We can get enough fish. We can get enough water. And then three or four rounds in, we're like, well, maybe we're not going to have enough water this round. Who's been the useless person? Let's see.
People start chatting,
start turning on each other.
Yeah.
If you have, a car, it's like this whole idea of, when you're the first one to go, you go for water, and then the next person goes for fish, and then that third person goes, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go get some good gear from the thing.
Go dive.
Like, really? Really?
When when you take those cards, you don't reveal them necessarily. You can
Right.
choose. You have a hand of cards. You can choose to reveal them at any point you want and share them with people. You can hand a card to somebody anytime you want, and that's
Right.
kind of where some of the suspicion starts going. So there's
some of the cards are meaningless. They're useless.
Right. It just says this card does nothing, and you can just pass it to somebody to put people off the suspicion or whatever. Oh, look, I'm going to give you some stuff, and but I believe there's 2 guns in the deck. So there's only 2 guns, and then there's like 4 bullets in the deck, and so you don't get a gun with a bullet. You have to get a gun and then separately run into a bullet somewhere in the wreckage. One person may find a gun, and the other may find a bullet, and they're like secretly whispering to each other. Yeah, it's it gets
the turn order will change. So it's like, the person that goes first, if you immediately go diving, then everyone's gonna be like, whoa, you're not even gonna try to get food and water. You're immediately gonna go try to get goods, which can kind of screw us over. And then, like, there's this timing thing of like, well, do I go get fish? Do I go get wood? Do I go get water? Or do I go diving? And when you do that, it's good. And we played with Dan. Agent of Chaos, love it.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a very fun game. It's a good little party game. I think what I like about it is everyone starts off cooperative, and then eventually you're going to stab people in the back, and it's fast. It's only, I think it was 30-45 minutes.
Yeah,
which is
long at all.
Sort of my issue with Werewolf now is Werewolf and Blood on the Clock Tower and those kind of games. They take way too long because people get way too crazy with it and way too invested in them. This game is going to speed you along, and it's just, you get that feeling of that suspense of who's going to betray who and things like that, but it's over quick.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's I don't normally like deduction, but this one was just kind of so silly, and everybody was, like I said, making little teams, and again, you don't if you have the gun and the bullet, you don't have to shoot somebody only when they try to vote you off. You can shoot anybody. So people make deals. All right, I'll give you the bullet, but if somebody tries to vote me off, you are going to shoot them, right? And oh yeah, of course I am. And anyway, so it's just all that, as you can imagine. But that was a good one.
That was a good one.
The next one I have listed.
Well, before we move to the next one, let's go through the comments. Jason
okay.
Dunham in the chat, he was talking about our Firefly game. He says, we call this game Lightning Bug in Indiana. It's not a Firefly, it's a Lightning Bug.
Oh, nice.
Pablo42 was talking about some Jungle Speed. He says, I got scratched/stabbed hard in this game.
As soon as y'all started playing, I said, I do not want to play that because that's one of those where fingernails become an issue.
So the one funny story about Jungle Speed I can say is we played at Dragon Con a lot, right? And so drinking a little bit, whatever. My buddy Steve, who's a big guy, he's bigger than me. He's a big dude. He had triplet daughters. And they were like teenagers, like whatever, but they were tiny little things. And they were super fast. They would grab that idol in a heartbeat. And there was one time where one of the girls grabbed the idol at like the same time he grabbed it, and he like yanked her across the table. She was like came flying along with him because she like grabbed on top of her hand and yanked her over. Because it can get a little rough if you have to just but it's a fun game anyway. So
I don't know. See, the scratch/stab has me interested because those are two things I would not put a slash next to, unless he was scratched, then slashed, and then stabbed in that order.
Maybe.
Pablo's talking about the Galapagos. He says, I sleeve my cards and like 10 don't fit in the cardboard boat. That cardboard boat looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
cool. Yeah,
that's the one you dive down.
I'll say this, Carlos. I think you and your boys, the 4 of you boys, playing Jungle Speed together, you'd have fun.
It'd be chaos.
You'd love
Puerto Rican man arrested in loots.
Yeah.
Well, I had Flip 7 on mine. We taught Flip 7 to a couple of people.
Flip 7, Flip 7.
That was fun.
Yep.
And then the last one I'll hit. My last one was Big Top. Me, you, and Dan played Big Top. I don't know if you had any others in between. Go ahead.
Green Team Wins. Did you not play Green Team Wins with us?
Oh, I did. I didn't write that down. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I got that in. So
we had a big group of Green Team Wins.
I kind of emceed that one.
Yeah, it was good, and it never seems like it was interesting. Some people initially were like, I don't know, and then as we started playing, it got
there was some resistance. People were like, I don't really. That's not my kind of game. And then as soon as we started playing,
it started hitting because there was like 10 or 12 of us, and there was a big argument about it was the cereal argument with the Tony the Tiger versus it was there was like who puts in more
mascots
work.
Puts in more work.
The Tony the Tiger, the Rice Krispie guys or somebody else, and there was like a
Captain
10-minute
Crunch or something.
Captain Crunch. There was like a 10-minute debate on who puts in more work. Then my 11-year-old child had a very inappropriate answer that got everyone pretty riled up. We won't get into that one, but yeah, it was good. It was appropriate enough, but we're like, okay, no, you can't,
I think that was.
Am I the only one that's given up on the rules as written? Like I no longer do the 5 of each card type.
Oh, no.
I have now shuffled them all into one big deck. Whatever.
That's what we basically did. We started out that way.
We started out that way, but then we wanted to get like a spattering of each of the 3 of them.
Yeah, we started out that way, but we were drawing 2 of them just over and over and over, 2 of the types. And so I went fishing at one point. I was like, all right, we're not going to play any more of those cards. We need to fill in the blank wins. And so we started just only drawing those for a while. But yep.
This game, I think, really hits when you have a bigger group, especially when you have a bigger group that has multiple generations. Because you had I think I might meet you, me and you, Rob, and Dan, probably the oldest in the group. So you had like guys in their 40s, you have some people in their 30s, you had a couple people in their 20s, and you had like my kid, a couple kids. So it was like you get just woefully different answers when you go between generations. I think if you have a lot of people of similar generation or similar interests, you're going to get a lot of similar mindset.
Yeah.
But it's always fun. I think in the bigger groups, I've had the most fun at this game at Dice Tower East playing with a group of 10 or 15 of the Beans and Dice crew. So
yep, good times.
Yep.
And then we get to Big Top. I think is that the last one?
Yeah, a lot of people went to bed then, and then you and I played Big Top. You, me, and Dan played Big Top, and we played it bad.
We did. We screwed the whole game up, so we didn't really know. Dan had played it once before. I think he played it at Dice Tower.
I had played it once too.
Oh, okay. So you both had played it once before.
Yeah, I both played it once, yep.
And we didn't do it right.
We did, but we also screwed each other. So in Big Top, you're bidding on cards, and like so when I'm the bidder, I put a card out. I'm the auctioneer. When the auction is won, I get that money, and the card goes to whoever won the auction. And so what you really don't, when you're the auctioneer, you don't want to win. You want to just drive the price up. And I think what happened is the first 6 or 7 rounds that each of us were the auctioneer, we won our own auctions. So you just suck money because the money just goes to the bank then.
Right. It's normally a closed economy. So you're passing the money around depending on who else wins the auctions. But if you win your own auction, like Wayne said, the money goes to the bank. And so that money goes out of the economy. And we were about halfway through the game and we all had just a small handful of coins left. And so we were having an impossible time bidding and filling up cards.
Yes. Yeah. But it's a fun game because you're trying to, you have cards in front of you that you're trying to fill up that you've won in previous auctions that you started the game with. And as you make a bid, you can cover up the number on that card. And once the card is filled, you then score that card or move it to the scoring column. So there's kind of this interesting thing of you want to bid on some cards because you want to fill up those numbers like that 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom. If I bid 4, I can then put and cover up the 4.
Whether you win or not, you just by bidding that amount, you can take one of your coins and put it on that.
Right. So you want to bid things to cover up cards. But you have to be careful because if you win auctions, you lose money. You don't have enough money. And if you don't have enough money to pay for it, you have to start taking coins off of the cards that you've covered up numbers on. And so it's interesting. I think we ran into a problem where in a couple rounds in a row, we had big money cards come out where it was, you had to bid high to cover up your cards. I had 10, 11, 12. So I had to bid high to try to cover those up. Which is hard, but it's fun. I'm
a little confused. Now, it could be the drowsiness from all the medication I'm on.
Yeah.
But I hear you talking about bidding on something, but then I hear you talking about covering up cards you already have. Yeah. What are you bidding on?
So you're bidding on a new card. So basically,
a deck of cards.
The deck of cards, you flip over a card
the top
that no one owns, and people are bidding on it. Now, you may have the cards in front of you, like in the photo we have out there now. There's 3 cards in front of you. So I'll flip over a new card in the middle of the table, and that one's open for bid. If you bid a 1 on that card, you can then cover up the 1 on a card you have.
All the ones you have showing, all the cards,
which is good.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to complete the card to score points.
The only way you score them is if you fill in all the spaces. Yep.
And each of the cards score differently. Like that clown in the photo. Sorry for those listening on audio, but you can look it up on BGA and look at the cards. Like that one's a clown card that'll score 2 points per,
completed card,
and then has a star, and then star values score something. And then like that middle card has got a 3 value that'll score 3 points in the game that, if you cover up all the things. So it's kind of this push pull of you have behind a screen your money, and you have only a finite amount of money. It's a closed economy. So a new card is showing. I don't really want that card, but I want to cover up some numbers of cards in front of me. So I might bid 2 or 3 to cover up the 2s and 3s or 4s or 5s, hoping that the person next to me is going to bid more. And then when it comes back to me, I'll be like, I pass and keep moving on. Once a card is full, you score the card, you put it to your scoring tableau, and you get the money back from the top of those cards.
Right.
So that's how you bring money back into your blind.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Now, if you lose the bid on the new card, do you have to put money out at all? Do you pay?
No,
so I could bid 1,
right?
Lose the bid, but still cover with a coin from my blind, my clown card.
You do that right away.
As I'm bidding, I'm filling those in.
Yep.
And then if I complete it, then I can bank it and score it and pull the money back into my blind.
Correct.
But if I have no money in my blind and I happen to win the bid,
I have to
pay coins from cards that I've already.
Yes.
This is actually sounding really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm sure you're gonna buy it now. But now the other interesting thing is, so if I'm the auction, so the auctioneer keeps moving around. So in the 3-player game is me, Dan, and Rob. On my turn, I flip a card over. I'm the auctioneer. So I start the bid. I play the first bid. If I lose the auction, if Rob or Dan won, the money they paid for that card would come to me. So when you're the auctioneer, you want to lose the bid, but you don't want to lose it super cheap. You want to make people pay for it. Yes. But what happened in our game is we ended up like 3 rounds in a row, like all 3 of us were the auctioneer winning our own auction. So
that sounds like chaos ensuing. It's like, you want to bid? I'll let you win it.
I'll let you in, and all that money goes to the bank, so it just gets sucked out of the economy. So you have to really be careful. There's
a lot of things to think about in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's a tiny little box. It's a little.
Oh yeah, it's one.
A copy of it came through me. I was at Dice Tower East, and I picked it up for Mike with the coins. It looked beautiful. The coins were gorgeous. I wasn't sure how it played. I know that Mitch called in one time and described it. I know that Mike talked about it and described it, and I guess I never really, I could never really grok. Yeah, but after today's conversation, I can understand why it was hard to grok. There's a lot of things going on here.
There's a lot of little things. Yeah, it's a very interesting bidding game, which I like. I love bidding. We talk about all the Canadian bidding games and auction games. I like that.
But it's more of a structured bidding game. I like bidding games that have structure. Unlike Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
I knew that was coming.
Where it is the closed economy and the money you lose goes to the person doing the bidding, but there's no structure. Like here, I would want to bid a number based on the cards I have in front of me in order to fill it in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's neat.
It's going to be a must try for me.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
I think you'll like it. Yeah. That finished out my Saturday. I think we
did we not play Cretaceous Rails after that?
That was my Sunday. So I played 3 games on Sunday. That was Sunday afternoon for Sunday morning for me.
Oh, there wasn't Sunday morning or late Saturday because they closed. That was closed down Saturday night.
Could have been.
Yeah, that was like after midnight Saturday.
That may have been. That's probably what it was then. Sorry.
So like after we finished all the party games, we went to the hot games room, which was closing down at a certain time, and we got to sit down and try. We played about maybe half a game of Cretaceous Rails.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, but
I liked it. And I assume you saw on the Discord, I was actually shocked that Kristen and Nathan picked up a copy of it just a week or 2 ago.
And they just announced a new Kickstarter of it with an expansion and reprint of the base game. So they probably overpaid for what they make.
Maybe, I don't know what they paid for it.
But now they got it. But they have it now versus 6 months from now. But I think this is an okay game that is highly overpriced.
It is overpriced because of the toy factory. So factor, not factory, but you can see those who are again watching at home, you can see all of this. You can go check out the Dice Tower review as well. They do a good job of going over the components, but this is a bunch of $1 store or dollar store components crammed into a box. There's tons of these little plastic dinosaurs. There's plastic meeples, people that you have that are going out and that you're collecting these tourists and taking them around this island that you're it's a neat mechanic. You're building rails. The short of it, you're building railways of your colors to take people that are the colors match certain colors of dinosaurs, and you're picking up these tourists and you're taking them around your rail, but you want them to go past the dinosaurs that match the same color as the meeple is. So if it's a pink meeple, you want to take them on a path that goes past as many pink dinosaurs as possible, because that's who they really want to see. There's these little trees you can see there around the board that block their view of the dinosaurs. And so before you take people, you need to clear all the trees on the hex, because otherwise you don't get points for going past them because their view is obstructed. So
the nitpickiness of, you have these tiny little plastic trees that
these
the
giant dinosaurs.
Giant dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So in like, I'm going to sound a little critical, but like, so the game is very simple, right? You're building a route for your railroad. So your railroad building through these woods or through the forest, and you have to clear the forest to see the dinosaurs. And then your little meeple person that matches the color sees them. And then eventually you collect those dinosaurs, because then the forest that you cut down, the dinosaurs you collect, you put them on a train, you bring them back, and you use them to buy cards, which help you score or do other cool things.
Yeah.
Very simple overview of the game. This is not a $150 game.
No. Yeah. That's
which is basically what it is, right? I mean, because so it's a fun game. It's a kind of simple train building game where you're going by dinosaurs, but it is all about the toy factor. And even the Kickstarter version is like $100, right? Or $100 or more. So it's like, did I enjoy we only played half the game, and we were kind of learning the rules. So I'm going to say like a full gameplay of it would be a little different.
We definitely stumbled through part of it. Yeah.
Stumbled through a little bit of it here. I enjoyed it a lot. I would play it again in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a fun game. I'm never paying $100.
I'm not buying it for $150. No, me either.
I'm not buying it for $100. I'm not buying it for $75. Like this is the gameplay here is a $60 game, right?
Seeing Helix on BGG Marketplace begs to differ. They have it for $150. That's what they're selling it for.
That's what it's going for right now, right? Because it was a Kickstarter version, it was limited print run. So yeah, it's going for $150, $200. But I think even the Kickstarter was like $100 or $120. But yeah, I wish the hexes were bigger and the dinos smaller. Yeah, the dinos, yeah, exactly. I mean, the dinos are huge and all the other components are tiny. Yeah. And it's like, I think Rob hit it on the head. Is like, I could buy just the hexes for this game. Like, sell me the game without the dinosaurs, and I'll just go to the dollar store and buy them, because that's all they were. Is they were literally just dollar store plastic dinos.
Yep, little wooden meeple trees and little plastic tourists that you're picking up and bringing around. So yeah,
like I don't even see like even the $100 value, like even the Kickstarter value. Like if I bought this on Kickstarter and I got these plastic dinosaurs, I would be like, really? These are kind of like dollar store dinos. So I'm like, where's my $100 in value in the game? So that's my critique of it. I like the game. It was fun. And I know everyone in our crew that played it enjoyed it, which I did too.
Yep.
I just want to rail against like the overwhelming cost of this game. Not overwhelming, but the extremely high value cost of this game for.
I see what he did there. He wants to rail against it.
Rail. Yeah. Fun game, but it definitely, I'm like, no, not buying that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. I'll play other people's copies, I guess. But yeah, it was fun. And then that closed down the day pretty much. So.
Yeah. Did you get games in on Sunday? I can't recall. We might as well. I've only got. Actually, I said I had 3 on here. It was actually
wrap it up.
Game on Sunday.
I don't think I did get any games on Sunday. I think we packed up and headed home.
Yeah, no games on Sunday.
Yeah, you headed home pretty early.
Well, I mean, in my defense, I have an elderly.
Yeah, you were probably there Tuesday, right?
I was there Tuesday night, and then I needed to get home to take care of my mom. So I care for my mother. So
what about you, Rob?
I didn't stay late on Sunday. Actually, I only got one other game played. So I played, I guess, Cretaceous Shitwells was into the wee hours.
Yep,
but go ahead.
Sorry, I got one game in on Sunday. We played Rolling Realms.
Oh yeah.
So
did you see the new announcement for Crusaders Rolling Realm? Is that new?
No, that's not new.
Maybe it's new to me.
New to you. Yeah.
Makes me want to buy it and bust out a copy of it.
Yeah. So Nick had Rolling Realms. So Nick Oben, his kids, Dan, me, my wife, and my kid, we played a big game of Rolling Realms on Sunday morning. And then we played a bunch of on the way out, we did a bunch of the little dexterity games, and then we headed home. So yeah, Rolling Realms is great. It really hit. My kid loved it. You know, he didn't even know he hasn't even played half the games, but the idea of how you string them together, it hit. And again, I think if you have 2 copies of the games, you can play up to 2 players. So it goes pretty well. So
yeah, it's always good. You can always mix and match that stuff in.
Yeah, we ended up playing I think we played Rolling Rooms a few times over the weekend, but we ended Sunday with a nice six or seven player game of it. So it was good.
Nice. Well, after you left, I only got one more game in. I know Jim stayed later, and he was trying to encourage me to stay later, but he went and found a couple more games after. So if he's watching, he can maybe chime in on how he finished out his con. But the only other one I got was it was one of my games of the con. So I haven't ranked my games that I played. But Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon, was. I'm glad I played that one. It just happened to be set up, and oh gosh, Carlos, I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, I'm sure I have his name right here.
The guy who played last year, the game he did in last year, right?
Yes, yes. We played with him several times.
Greg Rivera.
Greg, there we go. I was just looking for it. Greg happened to have this set up, and he was looking to teach. And I think I had ran into him before at the con, and I had mentioned something about it because he. As he does, he gets locked into a game, and he told me he had already taught this one and played it, I think 5 or 6 times at the over the 4 days before that. And this was his game. This was the game that he was playing right now. He really wasn't playing anything else. It was just Shackleton Base over and over and over again. And I can see why. I really enjoyed it. I've heard people compare this to Terraforming Mars. I've heard comparisons to SETI. A lot of different games. This is definitely unique. I know we've talked about it on a prior episode, so I'm not going to go in depth about it. But if you like your mid to heavy weight, complexity rating on here on BGG is 3.78. So yeah, it's getting up close to a 4. So this is definitely maybe light heavy on the heavy side. Worker placement. You've got your own tableau, your own board. You're getting some cards and laying out some cards in a little bit of an engine building thing. This one mix matches, I should say, not mix matches a bunch of different mechanisms, but it was a pleasing game to me. I know the big knock on it, we've talked about it before. I think maybe Jim had called in and we were talked about it a few weeks ago, but the production value on this is the one thing that kind of drags it down a little bit. Well, some of it looks kind of like cheap cardboard. The board is definitely not very flashy. The main board doesn't have a lot going on. It's kind of a big hex grid that you're laying stuff out on. The sideboards are a little glossier. The cards are a little plain. The card stock's not really anything impressive. You can kind of see there. It's really muted kind of colors. There's a little bit of pastel-y blues and yellows and pinks in it, but overall, it's not a fancy looking game, but I could care less about that. Again, I've always been a mechanisms guy. I don't care so much about the theme. I definitely don't care too much about the aesthetics. And those are nice to have. Those are nice add-ons. A reprint of this at some point of deluxe edition with some upgraded stuff would be awesome. But I really enjoyed Shackleton Base. And so I need to find a copy here, somebody locally who's got it so I can get some games in. Actually, I need to find out if Alex has got this in his huge collection this is one I would like to play again. I'd like to teach some people, but maybe between Jim and I, we could stumble through it. I think he might have played it at least one more time since then. I think maybe he played it at TGG, the Tampa Gaming Guild, once, I think he said. But in any case, I really enjoyed it. Jim had a good time. He said this ended up not being his favorite. I think he liked Unconscious Mind better than this one. And I might agree. I've only played Unconscious Mind once. I played this once. So I need a couple more plays to tell. Not that there's really any comparison other than just kind of their weight but being heavier euros. But there we go. Taught it at Alex's. Okay, so somebody's got it. Either Jim's got it or Jim chimed in.
Alex has it,
yeah, or Alex has it. So we'll have to maybe get in another game if Jim's willing to teach it now that he's played it a few times.
This is on my list to try. I would definitely like to try this one. I feel like this is one where it's like the regular copy is okay, but like the Dice Tower copy with all the upgraded bits is really cool.
Probably.
So, but this looks like a cool game. It looks like a different version of Terraforming Mars, right? Mm-hmm. But like has like, and I know that BJ from Board Game Gumbo has talked highly of this game as well. And there's like different factions and different sort of like asymmetrical powers in that.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool.
I think there's like 7 different I call them sideboards, kind of the side games that you play, and you choose 3 of them each time. And so you can mix and match those and do them different combinations, and they all change a little bit of how you play the game and how you can get some points. So reminds me a little bit of SETI in that, with the alien exploration kind of changing up the late game. They're all out there from the beginning, and you're kind of choosing a path and going one way, or you can dabble in all 3. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. But yeah, there's definitely looks like enough variety in this one that I think I'd enjoy trying out the different sideboard, side games, and kind of diving deeper into this one.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely what I would try.
Yeah,
You can always count on Greg Rivera. Like
Greg,
each con, he's got a game that he's into. I think last year
it was Darwin's Journey last year. Yep,
and then he was all about teaching that to the fullest.
Scythe back a few years ago, he taught us the.
There was one year I played at almost a half dozen games with him that con. I mean, it was all Scythe all the time.
Yep, over and over again. Yep, that's cool. You can do that. I can't do that. I got at those cons. I got to spread it around. I got to experience as many different things as I can. But I know, Carlos, you'll go and play. What's the Civ game that I hate?
Clash of Cultures.
Clash of Cultures. You'll go and play that 3 times or 4 times at the con.
Or 2 games at one time.
Or 2 games at once. Yeah. Anyway, but that wraps up my con. So, like I say, I know Jim stayed and played a couple more games. We had written up there together. My family had come up and met me, so I went home with them. And I enjoyed this year. I think I mentioned before, just as my last wrap up here, I think this is the best dice tower I've had, and I've been to, I don't know how many there's been now. There's got to be 10 or 12 of them that they've had. I've been to all but the first 2, so I've been to everyone since then. I think I've been to 8 or 9 of them, but this is the best one I think I've had in the last 3 or 4 years, and yeah, just a really solid experience. I played a lot of games I wanted to.
Yeah. I think this is my 3rd year. This is my 3rd year, right?
Yeah.
And so I think this was my best. This was my best year because I think the first year I went, I had a badge, my family didn't, and it was kind of weird because they didn't have badges, so they couldn't game, so it didn't work out well. Then last year they had badges, but we're still trying. This year we kind of hit the groove where it was like I got up early, I played a bunch of games, they kind of slept in, we had lunch, then we gamed in the afternoon. And then I gamed late at night. So it was kind of this good mixture of and my kid's now a couple of years older, so he's playing more complex games. And so I think this was definitely a really good year. The hot games room, I hit up way more hot games this year than previous. But that hot game, I loved how they separated it out, to be honest with you, where you can go to the hot games room and just crank out games, and then you go to the main game room. So I appreciate the layout this year.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with it. So just as a final wrap up here, what was your game of the con? I know I got to scan through mine again real quick, but did you have a favorite? If you had to pick one game that you could have, like Jim, taken home for free and enjoyed. So yeah, I'm going to do it.
It's tough because like I want to go towards a heavy game like maybe SETI, right? Because that SETI's up there. But I think also like Toy Battle.
Yeah.
And Battle of Hoth.
Battle of Hoth is one I think that might be mine.
That might be on there. Yeah, I think those are my top 3. Let me see. We got. Although if you want to talk about just pure joy of experience, Camel Up with me and my kid and Nick and his kids, that was a great gaming experience because the joy that Nick and I saw in our kids playing that game kind of really was great. But as far as new games and kind of new hotness, Battle of Hoth, Toy Battle, and SETI.
Yeah, I think Battle of Hoth would be probably my favorite or best experience with a game that I hadn't played before. And games I have played before, I think I'm going to actually go with that big game of Lords of Waterdeep that I played that one night. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So, yeah, that was good. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Carlos is now salivating that he wasn't at Dice Tower and couldn't play Battle of Hoth.
Oh,
I've watched all the videos that keep coming out for it. Looking forward to my 3 copies coming from Michael Fortino from Armada Games.
I get one of those. If he doesn't get more than
they're all spoken for. 2 are mine and 1 I'm giving away as a Christmas present.
And he said he had more, so hopefully.
Because my understanding is that the reviews I've watched is that it comes with so few units.
Yeah, Dice Tower's reviewed it. I just watched today. It may have been with.
They made a very small, cheaper entry retail, so it doesn't come with like as many units as you would get in a box of Memoir 44.
Right.
So, but the variety of units in this game are great.
You have all the units you need to play through the
game. And 100% more to come. I mean, they've got so much in the Star Wars universe that they can download.
Oh, they can do Battle in Naboo.
Yeah,
right?
Expansion after expansion after expansion. It's got to be coming. Yeah.
I already have one 2x2 Calyx full of just Memoir 44.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to find some room. For this one.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that was your hot game.
It was
And
I
Toy
can't-
Battle too, Wayne. To hear you talk about Toy
love it.
Battle like
Toy
that.
Battle was great,
enjoyed
yeah.
Toy Battle too, and I mean, obviously, and then we could talk about Rumble Nation. That's
Yeah.
kind of hit. We've talked about it a bunch already, but yeah, my
Mhm.
copy came while I was on the cruise, so I have Rumble Nation now. I will be bringing it Saturday.
Nice.
Good game. Hey, did y'all want to talk Dice Tower Awards?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
hit those up. We
Yes.
can probably go through that pretty
Wayne,
quick.
did you have a
I
setup
have it
that you
all
wanted
on
to
Ex-
use?
Well, I have it in Excel already.
Perfect.
Do we want to go through the nominees and then do our picks, or just grade the picks?
Yeah, all the pre-planning we do. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
remember, the
wait.
phones are open. 813-618-7099. Interrupt us. Call in. But yeah, 0 calls.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
could do this real quick and just go through the nominees.
Yeah,
and
let's
then I
just
can
go. Yeah,
scroll
real
over.
quick.
Yeah. So so basically, what we've actually done it for 3 or 4 years. This is our 4th year actually, because 21.
it?
We're getting
21,
old.
22, 24,
Yeah.
yeah, we've done 4 years of this now, which is crazy.
That's
That
not normal. Like most of these board game things that people do like this, they die off after year 3.
Well,
Yeah.
and I joined after you guys had been going for a while, so I've been doing this with you guys for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I think just run through these real quick. Game of the year. There's a lot of nominees. You have Andromeda's Edge, Bomb Busters, Fromage, Harmonies, Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle Earth, River of Gold, River Valley Glassworks, Rock Hard 1977, SETI, and Unconscious Mind. Most innovative game, Bomb Busters, The Gang, Harrow County, SETI, and Xylotar. Best cooperative game, Bomb Busters, The Gang, Leviathan Wilds, Mandalorian Adventures, and Primeval The Awakening. We've got best party game, Cautious Signs, Duck and Cover, Flip 7, Link City, and Things and Rings. Best welcoming game, Castle Combo, Cities, The Gang, Harmonies, and River Valley Glassworks. Best small publisher, Captain Flip, Galileo Galilei, Slay the Spire, Unconscious Mind, and Wondrous Creatures. Best theming, Endeavor, Age of Sea, Let's
Deep
Go to
Sea.
Japan. The Deep Sea,
Oh, sorry, Deep Sea. Yep.
Yeah, Deep Sea. Let's Go to Japan. Rock
Freudian
Hard
slip because he knows
Yeah.
the first one was better.
What is it? Oh yeah, Rock Hard 1977, SETI, and Unconscious Mind. Best strategy game, Bomb Busters, Fromage, River of Gold, SETI, and Unconscious Mind. Best new designer, Flip 7, River of Gold, Rock Hard 1977, SETI, Slay the Spire. Best 2-player game, that should be
Jest.
Quest for Robin Hood.
It's a jest.
Is it?
It is a jest.
That's right.
It's,
Yep.
it's weird.
Did I get that right? Oh, yes,
Old
weird.
English.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're right.
Asian Avenue, Kelp, Short vs. Octopus, Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle Earth, and Star Wars Unlimited. Best artwork, Explorers of Novoria, Harmonies, River of Gold, Rock Hard 1977, Unconscious Mind. Best reprint, Finca, Middle Ages, Rebel Princess, Skyrise, and Through the Desert. Best solo game, Andromeda's Edge, Drafts and Right Records, Kingdom Legacy, Primeval The Awakened, Unconscious Mind. And best production, Andromeda's Edge, Fractured Sky, River of Gold, River Valley Glassworks, Unconscious Mind. And then there were 2 games introduced into the Hall of Fame, which was Pen Splendor and Patchwork. So what
Patchwork.
we've done, for those of you who first time doing this, so what we've typically done in the past is I create this Excel spreadsheet, I send it out to our crew, we all make our picks, and then we see how we did against each other. And Rob's won 2 of the last 3 years. I don't know who won on the other year. Probably Carlos. I don't think I won.
Not likely, Carlos.
Doesn't matter.
Well, going back to 2021, there was a whole bunch of us that did it.
Yeah.
I even did a consensus vote. I think Mitchell and I tied for the win that first year.
Yeah, nice.
9 right, 6 wrong. Then last year, 2022, Carlos only got 5 right.
Sounds about right.
Rob got 8 right. I got 6. And so Rob won that year. Then last year was again Rob. I got 9 of 14.
Rob is a man of the people.
11 of 14
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Voice of the
11
people.
Right. Yeah. So this year, we'll go over here. We'll scroll back up slowly.
Go bottom to top.
Yeah, we're gonna go bottom to top here. So, spoiler: we don't know whose column
Oh,
is being shown, but somebody got 10 of 14, somebody got 10 of 14, and somebody only got 8 of 14.
no.
So we'll see what happens there. So when we go back here, so best production. I guess I could spoil whose columns these are now.
Yeah, we probably just spoil because I'm gonna. There's a couple I disagree
right,
with, and as soon as I start disagreeing, people are gonna know. But yeah,
So I think this is Rob, right? And this is Carlos.
no, it was me and Carlos. Yeah,
And then me.
tie. I'm still gonna take a tie as a win.
Master, you had it, yeah. Anyway, I think you had Andromeda's Edge, right, Rob? That was you. For best production.
Yes.
Okay, yep. So and then Rob had Carlos.
I don't know.
had
Fractured Sky. That studio.
Yeah.
They did a bang up job
They
with
did.
the components and all that. There's no way
Yeah.
that I was going to put anything other than Fractured Sky.
I've never
And
seen that one in person. I need to see it in person.
Yeah.
I've never seen it on the table.
And I think so. I think I'm going to defend myself here. I put this together right the day the award just came out.
Announced.
I made my picks that day.
Yeah.
You guys kind of waited a little bit.
Mine
so,
mine was like a month later. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably would have changed from my picks like Pro Dice Tower East because I've never really seen any of these games. But that one, I don't know.
Yeah, see, Fractured Sky when it first came out, IVIG Studios, whatever the name of the
Is
company.
IG? Yeah, I think it's IG.
Yeah, they do this amazing job with their videography.
Yeah.
So like from day one, they were really pushing the
marketing.
quality of these
Yeah.
pieces, the magnetic bases, like. That was going to be your best production.
I think I kind of looked them up and looked whatever. And so the column E, which is the one all the way on the right, that's who won. So Fractured Sky won. Carlos got that one correct. Rob and I were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Best reprint. We all put Skyrise.
Yeah.
I still think Skyrise is better than Through the Desert.
This is my biggest disagreement because
I totally disagree.
I played Through the Desert with Mitchell. We played it on Thursday at Dice Tower.
I don't think the reprint was anything spectacular.
The pieces were flimsy. The little palm trees were warped. They looked like they had sat out in the Florida sun too long. A couple of them didn't sit flat on the board. They were like teetering back and forth because they weren't flat. This is one of the two that I really strongly disagree with.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, Skyrise was such a better production or reprint. Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong. It's Roxley, right?
Yes,
that sounds right. Yep.
So that's brass and the production and the beautiful of Skyrise. Like that is 100%. 10 times a better reprint than Through the Desert. Just has the fact that it's Knizia, right? Or
yeah. I
think Through the Desert is probably the one that people wanted to have reprinted more.
Yes.
Right.
But
the more popular game,
All Play didn't really knock it out the park with their reprint.
Kind of chintzy. It's not. It's a good game.
But they do sell. All Play does sell an upgrade kit,
right?
Oh,
yeah.
So I mean, you can make it a $70 game and upgrade the pieces.
Yeah.
And then is it still the best? I don't know.
No, I still think the best reprint. I think I'm with you guys. And
I think we're right. I think we should give us all one more point for that. Yeah,
we should. Right? Everyone gets one more point, which means you guys are still tied. So.
Yeah, we're still all tied. But anyway.
But yeah, no, I really disagree with the voting on this one. I don't think the Dice Tower folks voted correctly on this one. I don't think.
I don't know what they were looking at, but
and what's interesting is I know Skyrise was readily available a lot sooner than Through the Desert. Through the Desert is still kind of just getting released, so I don't know. So anyway, best reprint. We all disagree with Dice Tower on that one.
Yeah.
Best artwork. Shocking.
Pretty easy on that one. Yeah.
We all chose Unconscious Mind, and so that has got to be probably top 5 best artwork of all time.
That's one. I guess Bosley and who was the other one? Those two big names.
Vincent Dutray.
Dutray. That's it. Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. What a combo.
Yeah. No complaints there.
Yeah.
Best new designer. I was wrong. You guys were right.
SETI.
Galileo Galilei guy.
Yeah.
I think he had a third game that year.
He did. He had 3 this year.
And that's the thing is like he had 3 giant hits. So it's like he wouldn't be in contention if they were like a year apart from each other. But the fact that they all came out together, I thought the Jackie Fox, like not a gamer, rocker chick, would kind of win it out as far as new designer. It's a good game. I really enjoyed Rock Hard. I would probably play it again or maybe even buy it if it was a good price. SETI definitely is a better game. So I think that's it. But I thought SETI would win Game of the Year and then maybe Best New Designer would go to Rock Hard.
SETI had more going on. And as far as design of the game, I think, I'm not sure how long he spent working on this one, but there are a lot of different mechanisms that he weaves together pretty well.
And I think having played both at Dice Tower East, I probably would have changed my vote. This was just an early impression based on the game. So yeah. Best theming. Hey, there we go. I hit this one.
You did.
You guys both had Endeavor, and I had Rock Hard. So
I can see why Rock Hard. Now that we played it, I mean, it is very the rock of 1977, the 70s and 80s. It really does a pretty good job of portraying that.
Yeah, it definitely hits hard. So I got that one right, and you were wrong. Yeah. Shocker again.
Yeah.
Best party game. All of us getting Flip 7.
I tell you, I didn't know 2 or 3 of the games in the party game, so I had to just go look them up, and I just watched a little video on each one of them,
Yep.
and none of them impressed me. So I went back to Flip 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Best cooperative again. Another shocker.
Yeah. I think I did my votes. I know we did my picks after I played Bomb Busters over at Alex's at a game day, and this was pretty easy once I had played it. But of the ones that were there, Bomb Busters was a lot of fun. So yep.
Now, Carlos, you haven't played this one yet.
No, I keep hearing about it. It's on my wish list.
Yep.
I'll wait till the Spiel des Jahres buzz wears down.
Yeah.
Because that was also a Spiel winner, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really,
Good game.
Is that a caller? Do we have a caller?
We do. Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, this is William.
Hey, hey, William.
What's up?
We just tuned in and saw the sad face on the number of calls. I'm like, I gotta call them. You know,
Everybody's busy listening to us talk about. We wrapped up our last 2 days of the Dice Tower, so the convention. So we actually just covered. You might have missed it. We covered our play of Firefly.
oh, that was wonderful. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, a lot of
Can't
fun.
wait to get it on the table again.
We were very positive of it, but glad we didn't pay for it because
Let William play for it.
Yeah, we'll play your copy, William.
That's right. That's right. You can play my copy.
Oh yeah.
It gives you an excuse to actually hang out with me every once in a while.
Yeah, don't need a reason, but it helps. What you got going on, William? Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have played Horrified Dungeons and Dragons yet.
I have not.
No, I saw the pre-order on Target, and then it sold out.
Oh, I just went over to Target and bought it.
Yeah.
I'm confused by it because I feel like we're missing a mechanism in the game. The entire game that we played, the terror never went up, and there's only one card that raises the terror level. And I don't know if we were doing something wrong. The game is not very well explained.
I've heard that complaint about Horrified in general. I feel
after one, Horrified the first was great, but with each, and this is why I haven't ran out and bought it. With each iteration, the rule book has gotten worse and worse and worse.
Really?
That's crazy. You think they get better?
Better, yeah.
It's crazy.
I played the first 2. I played the first one a couple times. I played the second one, forget which one that was, once. And then I own the new Monsters or the American Monsters one. I've never actually opened it and played it yet. So
and that's the one I've heard a lot of complaints about the rules.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so you have Horrified, then you have Horrified Greek monsters, right? And then it's Horrified American, and now Dungeons and Dragons. And like Carlos has said, it's like you've heard more and more complaints about the rules.
Gone downhill. Huh, interesting.
I have to go back and play Horrified because I really enjoyed the first game.
Yeah.
And I had high hopes for the Dungeons and Dragons version because, I'm a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons. But the first game felt very, tight and, your decisions mattered. You could lose the game. And this didn't feel like at any point we were going to lose the game. The monsters weren't a threat. And I've read the rule book 3 times now, and I cannot figure out where we're going wrong.
I'll watch a video. That's my way of learning everything. So maybe there's a video out there on the YouTubes that will hit it. But now you got me curious.
And that's why I was going to wait to
track,
that all just kind of flesh itself out. The FAQs get fixed and all that. So I need you to figure this out, William.
The Terrified track's only mentioned one time in the rule book. And it just tells you if the track reaches to the top, you lose.
Okay.
And that's the only mention of the Terrified track.
It must be specific to a monster then. Maybe the monsters the beginner monsters really don't move the track. Are you playing against the Beholder yet?
Yeah, Beholder didn't move the track, and the Displacer Beast didn't move the track. It's weird.
No, something's missing. I'm gonna have to
back and
download that
look at
rule
it.
book. I like reading rules. I'll see if I can find a download of the rule book, and I'll give it a read, and then maybe we'll catch up on another episode and see what I got.
There was another game we just played. Bought it for my wife's birthday. Wicked, the game.
Huh. I didn't know there was
Like-
one of those
like-
out
It's
yet.
it's a
The show.
The musical?
What's it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty good. It's easy, super simple. And when we figured out if we reduce the number of cards down to 2, so there's like a track that the wizard is on, and if you discard too many cards because you can't use them, that advances the track for the wizard. It also draws a wizard card that can affect that round of the game or the next round of the game. We figured out if we remove one of the cards in a 2-player game, so instead of discarding 3, we discard 2 and it advances the track. We actually came close to losing.
Oh, really?
No, actually, I think we did lose. We did lose. Yeah, so you see there on the screen, the tracks like the balloon, the green balloon there on the left, that advances around, and if it gets all the way to the 10th spot, you lose. Or 13th spot. 13th spot.
13, yeah.
So it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It's a set collection game where you're trying to collect sets of cards to score points to win the game. It'd be really good for kids. And it's got pretty art.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah,
and we really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of the play, and she's a really big fan of all of it. So
That looks like
Nice.
it was one of her birthday gifts.
Spin Master Games. So yeah,
Cool.
cool,
So those are our 2 new games that we got recently.
very cool. And I'm gonna see you at Dragon Con in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll be at Dragon Con, and we'll be running Blood on the Clock Tower, I think, Friday night, if you're
Nice.
interested in joining.
Might be. Right?
Um,
We've got
over in the Hilton.
yeah, we'll have a 1 a.m. Cruise Shadows concert at some point Sunday night, and then
Yeah, that's a tradition that Kina actually didn't go to last year.
I know we gotta fix that. That was good. So I'm looking forward to it.
You're like,
gotta-
I know, she wasn't there.
If you got to this is tangential to the gaming and talking about a con, so it's a little, like, sorry guys who are listening to the show and don't know, but Leanne and the theater track are doing another musical episode of the Star Trek Brave New Worlds, the musical episode. So you guys got to yeah, it's good.
I've never seen that episode. I've not watched any of the new Star Trek shows. I was just not interested.
Star Trek Brave New Worlds is great. It's really good. So,
Well, Kina just says that's cool. I've got to go watch that. So yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I think you got somebody to join you there.
Yep, there you go. So yeah, looking forward to it. So we're gonna be Sans child this year, so it'll be back to old school
Adult time.
adult time. is very-
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. All right, I'm looking forward to that.
There you go. So very cool.
All right, well, we're going
So,
to hunt you down for that game of Firefly. Oh, go ahead. You got something else?
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Hopefully, you get a few more calls before the end of the night.
Hopefully.
Thank you, William.
Thank you for making it a call-in show.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, William.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night. Jim said he watched Brave New Worlds there in the chat. He liked it. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Brave New
I haven't
Worlds
seen the new
is good.
season at all yet. Have you?
Oh, it's
seen
pretty. Yeah, it's pretty
Is it
good.
good so
Yeah,
far?
It's so good so
Okay.
far. They've done. So the first episode was a continuation of the end of the last season,
Mhm.
which was really good. Then they had the second episode was, I don't want to spoil anything Q-like. Let's just say
Oh, okay.
Q-like.
All right.
Q-like.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the third or fourth episode was third episode was like Klingons and some good stuff with Klingon stuff. The fourth episode was holodeck like. Let's say that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yeah, it was it's such a great show. I love
Yeah.
Anson Mount, the guy who plays Pike. He's a phenomenal actor. Loved him on Hell on Wheels, and he's a exceptionally cool. Like what's funny is like I never actually met him, right? But like you see him interact with fans at Dragon Con and other cons, and you could tell that he's like an actor who like he doesn't think highly, he's not arrogant to be like I am so much bigger than all you people. He generally enjoys the stuff, and I've told the story a while back on the show. So there's a musical episode in season 2 of Strange New Worlds, and at Dragon Con they have a kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture version of it, where they show the episode, and then they have a bunch of actors acting out the show on the stage. My wife, who's a theater person, is involved in it. Last year was the first year they did it at Dragon Con, and they didn't expect like going into it like who's going to come watch this first ever Rocky Horror version of the show. The line was insane. They filled like a 1,500 person ballroom, and so to this year they're like tripling the size of the amount of people that can come and see it.
Wow.
But what was crazy to me was like no one knew like all of a sudden like right before the show like they like the maitre d' or the person running the room came out and said, "Oh, clear the front row, you guys got to move back." And we're like, "Oh, like what's going on?" And then all of a sudden, like right before they went online, Anson Mount and the rest of the cast from Stranger in the World, they showed up and they sat in the front row and watched it. And like so, like the episode that they're starring in is on the TV, and then like my wife and a bunch of other like just actors and actresses that are just like local people are doing this Rocky Horror thing. I watched him. He was like cackling, he was enjoying it, he was filming it, he was photographing it. Like to him, it was like the coolest thing in the world that like something he did artistically was being like loved that much that people like created this Rocky Horror version of it. So he's a cool dude. Like I love him. I love the new show. I'm a Star Trek fan to begin with, but it's a good show. Definitely the best of the new Trek. So Shadowcast. Thank you, William. There you go. Shadowcast.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool. So we're looking forward to that. But it was kind of cool that they showed up and filmed it. So anyway.
All right. So we just jump back to the
Star
Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars. Hey, let me pull that back up.
People keep calling here, 813-618-7099. Tell us your opinions as we go through these Dice Tower Awards. If you agree, disagree. We've all been pretty unanimously disagreed with the best reprint Through the Desert versus Skyrise, but we'll keep going through our list here.
Yep. So next we've got is most innovative game. And this is Carlos guessed Bomb Busters. Bomb Busters won. You chose Harrow County, and I chose Xylotar. Honestly, when I made this pick, I had not played any of these games. And so I kind of just looked through the definitions of games and like randomly picked one that I thought would be the one. So I had
pretty much. Yeah.
I guess Bomb Busters being such a big hit kind of makes sense that it would win here, but
I think so. For what I heard, Bomb Busters is really just a reskin of several old games, and so that's kind of why I went against Bomb Busters. Harrow County really wasn't that unique, but it did make the box into a dice tower, so I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know what like I don't remember hearing Bomb Busters being a reskin of several old games. I know that it's in the vein of the Crew.
It is a reprint.
It's a direct re-implementation of another game. I forget. Tom talked about it on Dice Tower.
Okay.
Yeah. If you pull up Bomb Busters, it'll probably say it on the BGG site, but it is a direct reskin of an older game.
Yeah. So Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad. Is that what it was? Oh, okay. Yeah.
It re-implements Bomb Squad, and Bomb Squad re-implemented by Bomb Busters. Yeah. So it's Bomb Squad from 2020. Yeah. What's interesting though is Bomb Squad is a very low rated game. It's like 6.9, 6.8. So they definitely whatever they did to change it they
put the cute little fuzzy bunnies in there. Now you're blowing up bunnies. So
it's innovative.
Absolutely.
That's innovative. Yeah.
Yep.
The next one we have, let's see, is best solo game. And this is one again where I think if I had done this after Dice Tower East, I would have changed my mind because
we played it at Dice Tower.
Yeah, people played it. I watched it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So Carlos and I both chose Unconscious Mind. And Draft and Write Records won. I think part of it is too. I think Draft and Write Records is simpler than Unconscious Mind. Right? So
by far
accessible as a solo game than
by far. Yep.
So, yeah. And now that I've learned more and saw Unconscious Mind in person, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Why that's a pretty big game to solo. If you're just set that up to play it solo, that's pretty big. So that's
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, my own Draft and Write record, so I knew it was pretty. I've never soloed Draft and Write, but I can see how that would be a fun game just to try to beat your score. So, yep.
Oh, I'm gonna pull this up because Pablo is watching a great show right now.
Farscape.
I am watching Farscape is phenomenal. Have you guys ever watched Farscape?
Have not.
No.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. It's Jim Henson Productions,
Hmm.
and it's sci-fi.
I've heard of it, but I've never heard much about it. Yeah.
That is very close to like, so amongst, not, if you take Star Trek out of things, if you go sci-fi shows, Farscape, Firefly, and Stargate for me are top three. It's hard to choose which one is better than the other, but Farscape is phenomenal. Love it. You guys will enjoy it. It's it's kind of, so it starts off tangential. Hey, we're off on a tangent. I have to
imagine that.
Shocker.
So it's kind of futuristic Earth where like the space people, like it's not just NASA, it's like the Worldwide Space Association. And the scientist guy has an idea of, well, if I slingshot around the Earth or slingshot around the sun, I can get to like wormhole speed and like faster than light speed. And he does it, and he pops off. He actually successfully goes into like a wormhole, and just him, human dude, he catapults across the universe, and he comes out in the middle of a space battle. And it's like, he's like, what's going on? He's got this little spacecraft with no shields, no like weapons, and there's all this stuff going on. And it turns out that there's this ship that's actually like a prison ship. It's a living ship. The ship is kind of alive. It's kind of an organic ship that holds prisoners for like this race of aliens, which look human. And he ends up on the ship, and basic premise shows him and a bunch of like criminals are on this Earth, like a live ship that is traveling, and they're constantly being chased by the bad guys, which are kind of humans. It's a great show. Fantastic villain. There's a villain in the show that becomes like one of the best villains in sci-fi. So Farscape, great show.
Where would you watch this?
Where's it streaming now? I don't know where it's streaming.
Pablo, post up. Where are you watching this? Did you buy the VHS?
Let me see where it's Peacock. You can watch it on Peacock.
I got Peacock, yeah.
Yeah, Peacock, Tubi for free. You can watch it on Tubi, Plex, Pluto TV, the CW. So there's a bunch of places you can watch it. But Firefly is a phenomenal TV show.
Our Farscape? It's
a fever dream like Star Trek cartoon. Yeah, it's a great show. Farscape's really good. And what's cool is it's kind of produced by the Jim Henson Company. So like the aliens, some of the aliens are puppets, and it's literally like Jim Henson puppets, but they're phenomenally done. Like all the makeup and effects are very practical, and it's really pretty cool.
Pablo says he's watching on Prime, so it must be on Amazon Prime also.
Yeah, I think you can rent it on Prime, maybe. But,
is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's a great show.
Thank you, Pablo.
If you never watched Farscape, it's a great show. So anyway, I'll get back to that. So now let's see, we got to.
Our tangents are not a bug; they are a feature.
Is that what it is? Yeah, we're gonna sell it that way. Yeah.
Now at the end of the show, I got to pull up a trailer for Farscape, so you guys.
Yeah. I blame Pablo. Pablo threw the comment up there. He knows he knows how it works. You throw a comment,
squirrel.
We're here for the people.
So best 2-player game. Shockingly, we all chose Lord of the Rings: Duel for Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's no brainer, right? That was
we had played that. Me and Carlos, you hadn't played that yet.
I hadn't played it when I made my pick, but now that after Dice Tower East, I'm like, oh god, yeah, this is not even.
You should have updated after Dice Tower East. I feel
like
you know what? Let's give him an extra point.
Or 1 point. Yeah, 1 point.
He's still a loser.
He's still not going to win. So it don't matter. 1 point. 1 point.
Rob gets an asterisk anyway, right?
Yeah. I was going to tell that story. So yeah. We'll do that after we're done. But yeah.
So best strategy game, Shocker. We all chose Steady. So that pretty much agreed.
Number 2 on my list for games played this year. So yep.
Best small publisher, Shocker. We all chose Slay the Spire. That was kind of straightforward picks. These last couple of those three. Like you look at the categories and you immediately. Went towards those 3 picks. Best welcoming game. Here's the little thing. So River Valley Glassworks won. You chose it, Rob?
I really don't like River Valley Glassworks, but I chose it just because I know everybody loves that game.
Yeah. I think if I played it at Dice Tower, I probably would have chose that over Harmonies because I think it's easier to play than Harmonies, maybe.
It's easy.
Although the scoring I think is more complex, or potentially like both Harmonies and River Valley Glassworks are straightforward gameplay. Scoring is what gets weird on both those games because even the Harmonies can have kind of weird scoring. You know?
I relied on Wayne's hype of Harmonies. He really hyped it.
I like
Yeah.
Harmonies better than I like River Valley. But like I said, I just River Valley is very easy, very light. With the couple plays I did on River Valley on BGA, it felt like it was always the obvious thing. All right, you take the thing, you take the thing, you take the thing. It's almost like the game played itself for me. I've been told that I'm wrong with that, but maybe I didn't do well. I don't know. But yeah, Harmonies I find much more appealing and much more thinky, and I find the strategy in game to be a lot better. But again, everybody loves it. Everybody kept telling me to. I still have never played it in person. I've seen it played now at Dice Tower, River Valley Glassworks. But everybody keeps telling me once you play it in person, it's way different. I'm like,
It is a little bit. Yeah, I think I've played both in person, both on BGA.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them have the same issue for me, where it's like it's kind of samey. There's
Yeah.
not a lot there. Like I don't think I would. I'm glad I didn't buy either of them because I don't think I would play them enough to warrant owning them.
Yeah.
I think River Valley plays faster and plays easier.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you want, as far as welcoming, River Valley is more welcoming than Harmonies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harmonies can have some funky scoring and a little bit more complex to how you, like you said, River Valley, you grab glass, you fill glass in your tableau. How you do that is how the scoring works. With Harmonies, there's all those cards and how it really differentiates how you build your sort of world. So, yeah, as far as welcoming, I can see why River Valley beat out Harmonies. So,
Pablo's asking about the significance of our color coding, red versus green.
Oh, red is
red
wrong.
on the cell means that we got it wrong. Green means we got it right, and then that's how Wayne tallied up our totals. This
column over here is what won, and this is our picks. So, then Game of the Year, SETI, Shocker. We all got that one right.
All across the board. Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah.
Easy for me, at least.
Yeah. So it ended up with Rob and Carlos at 10 out of 14, and I'm at 8 out of 14. So
yeah. A tie. So we need to have some kind of tiebreaker. I mean, that's ties are awful.
You have to fight to the death. That's all.
Yeah. Or at least arm wrestle or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So
yeah, another year in the books. So
I think really that was the big one that we all disagreed on. What was the other one, Rob, that you disagreed
Well, Harrow County was the most innovative for me because Bombbusters being a direct reskin of a game that was already out there. They just changed. Yeah. That
innovative. These are the choices for innovative. I don't see Bombbusters as super innovative there. I kind of agree with that.
And I didn't know anything about Xylotar, so I went and looked at some pictures of it, and I was like, yeah, okay, well, there's this whole thing about the way the cards are laid out. But then actually I had watched a Dice Tower review of that, and they had said that Xylotar is a direct reskin of an older game with a few small changes. And so I was like, okay, so in my mind, I ruled out Bombbusters and Xylotar just right off the bat.
I don't know. I didn't rule them out because I didn't know. So it's like, I wonder how many people that voted weren't really aware that these were already
maybe
implemented innovations.
Yeah. And then the gang was actually the gang also it's just a poker game from what I understand. I've never played that one either, but you're building poker hands and it's all built based off of poker.
Yeah.
And then Harrow County, like I say, I have not played that, but I watched the review and like I said, for me, it was just the cool little dice tower built into the box. You use the box as a dice tower. So I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe that'll be a surprise pick. So I picked Harrow County, but and then SETI has just again, there was nothing super unique in SETI. It was just the way they meshed all those different styles and different not styles.
Yeah,
but
I think there was nothing new in SETI. That you've seen those mechanisms in other games. Is kind of how they
the only thing in SETI that got me like considering SETI, number one, is the quality of the game itself. Kind of like puts it on the category, right? The winner is going to tend to be a winner, right? Like win more, right? It's in the Bible. Win more. The more you win, the more you will win. So I thought about SETI. And it's one innovative thing that I can think of is going to be the rotation of the planets, right? So the three different ways that the sectors will rotate, inside, middle, and then outside, carrying it along with it, the circles.
So I agree with you there, Carlos. The only thing I would say is like, so the year before, what was the guy from the Dice Tower?
First Light.
First Light.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did something similar.
Yeah,
So
he did do
the-
that first. Yep.
The
Good
and then
call.
before that was the the one that I liked so much, the clay figures that you're building into in Chinese
Terracotta
Army.
Terracotta Army. Yep.
Yeah, that has one of the. It's not the main
Again,
feature of the
turnings.
game, but there's that same 3-level one, and they turn in different directions. When you turn the lower one, it turns all the ones above it. Yep. Mhm.
I thought this was like one of the weaker categories. That's why I kind of just threw out Xylotar as a choice.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
And
I
then
took
the
a
other
stab,
one,
so I'm not upset that a Harrow County didn't win. I was just
Right.
sad that a reskin of a game won.
yeah.
So anyway,
and then the other one we all really disagreed on was best reprint. Think
Yeah.
it was okay.
Yeah.
Middle Ages with Rebel Princess, I didn't even place. Like Through the Desert to me is just such a bad pick there.
Yeah.
Like, that's really disappointed with that.
That may have been my last place. I might have put that one last of the 5. So yeah, I don't know.
I think Skyrise is definitely number 1. Think it would be 2. Middle Ages 3. I've never even looked at Rebel Princess Deluxe, so I looked
it up, but I didn't know.
Just on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Through the Desert, having seen it, I'm like, okay, it's a good game. It's a classic game, but it's really the best reprinted version of it. I didn't think it was that much better. Yeah. So, yep. So cool.
Well, that wraps up our Dice Tower Awards.
Yo.
Whoop whoop.
All right, where are we
Over
going
here
next?
on
Miles?
mute. I'm blowing my nose all over the place,
Oh, nice.
coughing and hacking, trying to stay off camera.
The reason why I said massive asterisk. So Rob, if you want to like tell the
Oh yeah, my story. Yeah. So I'm ignorant on technology, and so we'll start there. But Wayne had posted a spreadsheet. What is it? What is that even called? How do you post that? You posted
just in Excel. I just posted the Excel spreadsheet in Discord.
Yeah, okay, in Discord. So I thought it was in the cloud or whatever. So I assumed, okay, we just log in and we put our picks in, and it automatically saves. And so I had done mine. I don't know what, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, and I even announced on the show. I was like, oh yeah, because we were giving Carlos a hard time about it one show that Carlos is the last one. He needs to get his done. Ours have been picked for weeks and all that. And then, so a couple days ago, Wayne's like, well, I guess Rob loses because he never made his picks. And I was like, what do you mean I never made my picks? And so, long story short, I guess apparently it was what I was doing was I was downloading the spreadsheet to my phone. I was filling it out on my phone, and I just assumed that was auto saving in the cloud somewhere, but it wasn't. So I had even gone back to it a couple of times just to make sure that, okay, yes, my picture's still there. I didn't screw it up. I didn't have to hit save or anything. They were just automatically there. But I guess as I was logging back into it on my phone, I was just pulling up the version I had already downloaded, and it never uploaded back to you and to the cloud. And then so, a month goes by, and then you're like, well, where are the picks? And so I had to go back just in the last 24 hours and recreate my picks. And there were 2 of the categories. I don't remember. I pointed them out there, I think, in our chat, but that I wasn't 100% sure on what I had picked. I was about 80 or 90% sure, but there were 2 of them. I did not, though. Honestly, the only one I knew the result of was SETI. I knew that had won Game of the Year, which was at the top of my games played. It's number 2 to Ostia on my list, I think it is. So it was going to be my Game of the Year anyway. But anyway, so the asterisk
All that
there,
to say, I'll take the win.
Yeah, I'll say all that. I might have had 2 of them that were incorrect. Well, actually, I don't know whether that would have been for the better or for the worse. I don't know if they were ones that I got right or got wrong. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
so good.
Yeah, either way. So mine was on a bit of an honor system. So
yeah. We trusted you. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's no real asterisks. I just like to eat real time.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep.
I won't let it go.
No, Carlos won't. He'll be bringing this up for years.
Carlos will take the win. He'll take
like a soda in the box top. It's gonna keep coming back. Yep. Anyway,
it's cool.
All right, where are we going next?
Where do you want to go?
We're going to talk about news, or we're going to talk about recent plays. We're going to talk about.
I've been on vacation, so I don't have much recent plays. I think.
Yeah, that'll get us the last 10 minutes before the show's up. We'll do our twig, and then we'll catch up on news on the next episode. Next week is going to be ready, folks. It's going to be a big one. We're going to do our June and July top 20 board updates.
Well,
that's going to include. We never did.
I thought we did. June.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I only had one to add in June. I remember sitting at your place. Now. Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah,
it's only one month.
The shows in the last couple weeks.
We did.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But it's okay. July is going to be pretty massive.
July is going to be big enough. Maybe we did do June.
Oh, yeah.
We did do June.
Because we talked about how July was going to be huge on our next one. Yep.
Yeah.
Beansanddice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is William from the Nerdy Weds again.
Hey,
if I call back a
that's
second
still,
time,
that's
will
still
you
a second phone
raise
call.
the number to 2?
There you go. Yeah, sure. Why not?
At least a 1.5. No, is it 2? It's a 2. It's a 2. There we go.
There you go, brother.
What's up?
No, I just wanted to call back and change that to 2.
I like it.
It
I'll
was
take
acceptable.
it.
Ding! Give him a ding for that achievement
There you go, I
unlocked
like
or
it.
something.
There
Yeah.
I like it.
You are appreciated, sir.
Thanks for calling. Keep calling. We'll just keep running that number.
Hold on. Keena's got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Wayne, since you just got back from vacation, she wants to know what game you would most recommend for traveling.
Oh,
Well, 2-player only. I would say, honestly, Hive would be a great one.
oh, yeah.
Because you can buy Hive Pocket, which is a small version. It's a 2-player game. It's kind of like a little chess type game. And you can play it anywhere. You can play it in a bar. You can play it on a beach. You can play it in you can play it anywhere because it's got like little bake-like tiles, and you're playing like you're laying them down, and you have there's a bunch of insects, and the insects have different move abilities. You're trying to surround the opposing person's queen. So, like for ease of travel, you can play that anywhere. You can play it on a plane. You can play that anywhere. Hive Pocket would be a great. I think it's one of the better travel games.
I'll let Rob answer, and I think his answer will be my answer. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I don't know. Possibly
2-player travel game.
Well, mine is going to go back to. Well, yeah, maybe you may know me without well, but it's going to be Lost Cities. Being the fact that yep, there you go. Okay,
that was my game.
A deck of cards. Again, you can play it anywhere. Can play it in a pretty small space. You just need a little bit of room to lay out some runs of cards. But other than that,
windy because the cards.
Yeah. You can't play in the wind. Yeah, you can't play in the
I think
water.
of Lost City.
Lost Cities is good. No, Lost Cities is a great game.
I keep the original version in my backpack. I keep the most recent edition with the 6th expedition in the box.
Nice.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
You have a good night.
Thanks
Appreciate it.
again.
Thanks, William.
Our fans know. They know how to make it a call-in show.
Yep. And so, I mean, there's like the other games I would recommend as travel games if you want more than 2, but for 2-player, I think those are good. Those are 2 really good choices.
Now,
Yeah.
Wayne,
Did you
you
play
put
it?
me on this. I played.
yeah.
I ran through it myself just to kind of get an idea how the rules play.
William put me on it first, so yeah. So
I don't know. I was like, as soon as he said a travel game, this one seems to be pretty legit for 2 to 6 players. Like there's like a whole board game in this little box.
Yeah. What did you think of the little you ran through it solo kind of thing?
Just to get a feel for it, what I realized is there's some strategy in there. Like I played the, you know what, I'm going to go to the bottom and start pulling stuff up, and then everybody ran out of air and died. Like, oh, so you, like, because you're playing in 3 consecutive rounds, you do need to, in the first round, just splash in, grab something, and go, so that you don't have to go as far down to get the good relics, treasures, later on. So you do kind of have to clear the cheaper or less valuable relics. Yeah. So there's some strategy in this.
Yeah, it's a cool little game. That's definitely one.
Thanks for putting me onto it, William.
Yeah, William. Yeah, not me, William.
Chris has got a travel game there in the chat he just posted up.
Colorado.
Yeah. 2 to 5 players, great little travel game. I've never actually played Colorado. I've seen it. I've seen it on. I think it's on BGA. I've seen it on BGA.
Yep.
But I don't know that I've actually ever played, or I might have played it once and just didn't know what I was doing. I think now that I think about it, but yeah.
Now I have not played any games for this week's Twig. I haven't played it, but I did get a game haul. What came in was my Darwin's In the Footsteps of Darwin correspondence. I was looking forward to playing it tonight with Rob, but with the sickness, I'm now down with the sickness.
Down with the sickness.
So, Rob is not here because the whole Cabrera clan is down with the sickness.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to get this thing onto the table, kind of like set up, just to see how it sets up. And it just fits right into the box.
Does it all fit? All the stuff fits in the base box?
The insert from the expansion box just rolls right into the base box.
Oh, nice.
And it has like a little compartment, like a drawer that holds all the tokens in there now. And then they've got a place for special tiles. I'm not exactly sure how to use it yet, but everything fits right in. They did a great job. So I'm looking forward to getting this one played. Maybe this will be our tiebreaker, Rob. We'll play this one for the winner.
Well, don't cheat then. Don't play before I get a chance.
No, he's gonna practice. He's gonna play it solo.
Practice. Oh, I know he is. Yeah,
but he doesn't play solo games. So
or he'll go online and look up some strategy guides. He
never play solo.
Drive me nuts. He'd get a new game. He'd go look up the strategies and he would stomp me. And then he'd admit afterwards, "Oh yeah, I was online last night looking up strategies." Like, what are you doing?
So yeah.
And then I spent the rest of my week messing around with Rivet Wars. I don't know if y'all saw the announcement that Rivet Wars Reloaded is going up for pre-order in September. So buy now for release in September. They redid the whole game system. You can buy a pack that upgrades your old set into the new set. So I've had it on my table, just kind of playing solo with it, trying to make a decision on is it worth upgrading my current set because I have expansions for Rivet Wars, which is an old CMON minis war game set in like steampunk World War One.
World War One. Yep.
So that's how I spent my week.
Nice. How about you, Wayne? You got anything played?
Not really. I think no. I mean, we played like Flip 7 and kind of some card games on the cruise. My family was on vacation. I took a cruise for the first time in years, which was great. But yeah, we did a lot of like physical stuff. We're doing rock climbing and snorkeling and things like that. So yeah, no games this week, but hopefully in the next week. So we'll see.
Nice.
I will say, so I will just tangential story, not story, but I did go through my July plays and I plucked out like games that I think like this could be in my top 20. This could be my top 20. This is on my top 20. I might move, and I'm gonna have a hard week because my list is 13 games long.
Wow, 13 to 20 might change.
Like the 13 where I'm like, do I want to put this in my top 20 or not? Or move. There's a couple of games I played new. So it's going to be a bloodbath. My top 20.
Me too, probably.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to be close to 10. So yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big month.
It's going to be like a game of Azul where all the tiles come crashing down.
Yeah.
I've got a couple real quick ones here. So in the last week, I had a scheduled game of Ticket to Ride. We're doing that Western. I don't even know what the official title is. Ticket to Ride, Rails to the West,
Rails to the West,
something like that. Yeah,
the Legacy, right?
Yeah, we've been playing through that. We are on game, I want to say 8 of the 12, and so enjoying it. It's very light, but it is cool how they introduce new mechanism each time, and the exploration, adding puzzle pieces to the board and exploring towards the west as you play game to game. We've all enjoyed it. The 4 of us who are playing it all tend to be heavier gamers, so this is definitely a light one for us, and we're kind of breezing through it pretty quick, but we're all having fun with it. So but I showed up at Jim's house to play Ticket to Ride, and what did he have set up on the table? Western Legends. So we played through a game of Western Legends before we played Ticket to Ride the other night. And so that was the first time that Sam and Daryl had ever played. So they both watched a video ahead of time. And then, so Jim had told us a couple days before that he was interested in doing it. And then he told us, I set it up just because it takes up so much space. It's such a big setup. I just have it ready to go when y'all got here. So anyway, Jim had played it, I think, 1 time before. I've played it at least 3 or 4 times. I think the last time I played it was at Escape Winter, 2-3 years ago. So it had been a little while. So I was pretty rusty on the rules, but Jim had recently played through it. Of course, we played with everything. Jim had picked up a copy of it at the flea market at Dice Tower and had all the expansions. Yeah, so he had everything in there. I was like, oh boy, here we go again. We're going to teach 2 new people, and we're going to put everything in there. But it's a fun game. I appreciated it without all the extra stuff. I appreciated the brevity and the fun just of the base box game stuff. But I like playing with everything every now and again. I had done it twice. I think 2 of my 3 prior plays were with, well, no, actually once was with nothing, once was with everything, and then once was after I think the first expansion came out, and there's been a couple of them. But anyway, fun game, open sandbox, do whatever you want to do. You can prospect for gold, you can herd cattle, you can be a good guy, you can be a sheriff and go around and attack bad guys, you can be a bad guy, rob banks, rob the train, steal stuff from other players. You've got wanted tracks that you get points for going more and more one way or the other, either good or bad. Everybody drafts a starting character that gives you a special ability. Just a real fun, completely open sandbox game. You can kind of play it however you want. So if you like those kinds of games, that's a high recommend.
Yeah.
And if you love the Westerns, that's a great one. So I know, Carlos, you've played at least once.
No. So what happened was
you owned it.
I bought it, set it up, got it all set up, punched it, everything. Never got it played, and then traded it to Zeno for his Command and Colors: The Great War, World War One, and it just kind of flowed through me.
For some reason, I thought you had gotten a play in, not of your copy.
I
thought you had played somebody else's, but
I do. I still wish. I don't regret it because I cannot find the Great War, the World War One Command and Colors game. I can't find it anywhere. So this one, I'm sure I can pick up sometime.
Yeah,
but I think I bought it on BGG Market.
Okay,
yeah.
Wayne,
I've never played. It's one I want to play.
Okay,
I feel like it's gonna be Firefly, where it's like I'm glad someone owns a copy that we can play like once in a while, but it's not one that would regularly hit the table.
Yeah. There's a long game and a short game. We played the short game, and it took us probably 2 to 3 hours for the short game. So it's not it's fun, but yeah, Jim's got it. He's got it with everything. So if you guys want to play, I'm sure we can talk to Jim. 4 of us can get together and knock out a game of it. So
twist his arm. He'll gladly.
Yeah, twist his arm. Yeah. Just you got to play with everything though. You just got to get everything. It really isn't that much more, but anyway.
Yeah.
Other two, I played games at home. I introduced Carlos the family to Hot Streak last night, and it went over well. Ian had played it before. He played it with us at your place. Emmy was excited to play. Arby was completely against it. This game looks silly. This game looks stupid. I do not want to play, but he's like, all right, I'll play. Because I kept saying, it's better with more people. It's fun. I told him right before we started, you got to get into it. You got to root for a character. No, I am not going to do that. I'm just going to sit here. I'll play it one time, and I'm never going to play it again.
I'm not going to have fun. I refuse to have fun.
Halfway through the game, he was like, come on, hot dog. Come on, hot dog. Come on, hot dog. I was like, got him. Got him.
I knew that Ian fell in love with it because we had the last week when you weren't here.
Yeah.
Rob had brought Ian over, his son,
but
he missed my message saying that my son was at summer camp, so he wasn't here. So poor Ian was by himself. So I invited Ian to the table. We all played Hot Streak together with the family, without my son, but with Rob's son. And so he was just in game area playing Xbox over there in the corner. And the moment we mentioned and described our play of Hot Streak, I saw him walk all the way away from the Xbox, right in front of us, right in front of the big TV here in the studio, just to listen to us talk about Hot Streak. And I'm like, we got him. We got him hooked. Yeah, he loves it. We got him hooked.
Yeah. Nice. So it was funny too, because his big brother, he looks up to his big brother. He's 13, his brother's 21. And so he looks up to his brother. And so when Arby really didn't want to play it, he was kind of bummed going into it. He's like, oh, yeah, you're not going to have fun and whatever. And then when Arby got into it, Ian got excited. He's like, yes, he was like me. He's like, we got him. So, he still announces he won't ever play it again, but he was into it. So.
But we got to get that one cycled over to Wayne's house so he can get it compared to Camel Up.
Yeah, I was going to bring it back to you tonight, but now that I didn't get to come over, I have it for another week, so I'll try to get another play in with the family before I bring it back to you. So.
We'll sanitize here at Studio B.
There you go.
And then we'll get it over to Wayne's house.
Or maybe Wayne can join us in studio next week, maybe for a play before the show or something.
It might be, yeah. Okay. It's not on Amazon. Damn, I was hoping it was on Amazon.
It's a good one.
I had to buy it straight from CMYK.
Okay.
Yeah. The last one I've gotten several plays in, and I'm happy to announce, Carlos, you will be getting an upload from us very soon. RB's got to do a little tiny bit of editing, but we got in Paladins of the West Kingdom with me and the 2 older kids, and we recorded a full play of that. We made a few changes to our setup. The lighting we adjusted a little bit, and actually we discovered that we had a setting on my cell phone camera incorrect. So it's going to be a little better quality, I think, overall of the top-down view of our play. This one goes almost 2 hours. Paladins of the West Kingdom is longer game inherently than Architects, which we had posted that up about a month ago. And then we are going to try to get Viscounts recorded for a live play and a posting up on the channel. At least get it recorded before my daughter leaves to go back to college in 2 weeks. And then hopefully we'll have that whole series. Then those 3 will be up on the channel.
Nice.
Yep.
It's actually a question from Pablo here real quick. He says, do you guys feel a hot streak has a slight first player advantage by having a first turn and a last turn back to back?
I can see where that comes from, Pablo, especially if you're playing with a new group of folks who are just learning the game.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Because being the first player, you get first pick, and then you get the last pick to see what other people thought.
The snake draft, yeah.
But once I think it gets going and people start to recognize what's in the deck, like what is this deck for this race going to change or manipulate, I don't think it's as much of an advantage. I really do think going last and getting that double tap is better.
Yeah, being right.
Somewhere in the middle bottom. Because you get the first ticket, but if the other players are all paying attention, they're going to grab all the good tickets before it gets back to you.
I agree. When it comes back to me, then it's like I just get whatever's left over. Yeah.
And there's only 3 of each ticket. So if, for example, the side bet is a really obvious side bet based on what's in the deck, then you're like, by the time it gets back to you as the first player, the side bets are all gone. So you don't even get a chance.
I agree. 100%. Yep. Good stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
Are we going to try to fit in one more topic? I know we're right at the 11 o'clock Eastern here. What do we think?
OGG wise, I watched, and it took me like a few days to get it done with work and all that. Wolverine and Deadpool. I don't even know what the title is. I was not excited about watching this movie.
Your VidAngel probably cut out 3/4 of the movie.
Well, Disney and VidAngel had a lawsuit,
Fallout?
which VidAngel won.
Oh.
VidAngel beat the mouse on that one, but part of the agreement was that they would not be able to stream any of the Disney stuff, right? So that one I had to watch normal, which is fine, because that's what it took me a little while to watch it, because I won't watch in front of the kids for the language issue. So I had to find like the quiet moments to kind of get it watched. Man, I was very underestimating this film, but I walked away like that was so much fun, and it was such a great story. And I had no idea what was going on because it's one of these multiverse movies, which always confuse me when you get into the multiverse stuff. But the way they tongue in cheeked it, like I could just roll with it and enjoy it. And by the end of it, it was really a redemption story. Like it was a true, like we're going to use the worst of the worst people to save the world.
Yeah, Electra Blade and it's great. And the Gambit guy was hilarious because it's his whole canceled movie. There's a lot of meta there.
But the same for Blade, because there's that scene where Blade and listen, statutes of limitations be damned. If you haven't seen it yet, that's on you. When Blade says there's only ever been one Blade, there'll only ever be one Blade, and then Ryan Reynolds looks into the camera like, really? And that was kind of like throwing to the idea that they were going to make the Blade movie.
Different actor.
Yeah. Are they still? I heard it's canceled.
No,
I heard it's canceled.
Still in progress.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So for me, it's the new season of Foundation, which is Isaac Asimov's on Apple TV. Fantastic, love it. Strange New Worlds, which is one of the better new Star Treks, and then my family, we've seen both Superman and Fantastic Four. Both fantastic. They're good.
Is Fantastic Four good? I'm not
My
a huge
son
fan of
Christian
Fantastic
saw
Four.
it last night.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic Four is great.
And his report back was that it was good. He really liked The Thing, and this thing he thinks was the best. And he's a big comic book movie guy. Like that's his thing. But this thing, the character in this film, he said was his favorite of all the things.
This was the best Fantastic movie by far. What I loved is it wasn't over 2 hours. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. So it was fast. And it was straight to the point. It was just really well done. Is it the greatest superhero movie of all time? No, but it is a fun, quick watch. The acting is great. The way the sort of alternate Earth, futuristic, like retro future is really well done. I loved it. It was super fun. I think I prefer Superman. If I had to choose between which one I like better, Superman. I think I like better. I like better. But Fantastic Four is very close. Is really they set up a really good run for the Fantastic Four now into the MCU, which is great. So they're fantastic.
Yeah,
Now
Family
this
Nice-
one's just in theaters, so I'm not going to talk about the credits
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
at the end. But
Yeah.
my son was excited about the end credits scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
I saw Superman 2, took the family to see that while we were up in Virginia. And so,
Good. Did you like it?
I liked it quite a bit.
It's really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. There was some, I heard some people talking bad about it, but I thought it was, it moves fast.
Yes.
It is a long movie. I think that one was over 2 hours, I think.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
But they cram a lot in there and they don't bring you up to speed slow with it. So
They just assume you know certain things.
Yep.
Which is good.
And so it was just kind of right into it and go. So
and I'm a huge Nathan Fillion fan.
Yes.
And so him as Guy Gardner was just chef's kiss.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to the Green Lantern TV series that's going to be on that's going to be on HBO because he's going to play. So he's playing Guy Gardner, and then the guy the coach from Friday Night Lights, Kyle Chandler, is going to play Hal Jordan. And then I forget who the gentleman that's going to play John Stewart, the African American Green Lantern. But so I'm really looking forward to the Lanterns series. So yeah, that'd be good. My wife's a huge Green Lantern fan, so that'd be fun. Felt comic book accurate. Yeah, good call.
Pablo 42 says they felt comic book accurate with the corniness of comic books included.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of I think again, what's his name? Reed Richards, the guy who played Reed Richards, who's also
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic as Reed Richards. Really did a good job. The Sue Storm was good. All the actors were really good in it. So they cast it really well.
Speaking of all the characters, all the different Deadpools, and then all the alternate Wolverines were awesome.
Yeah. The Cavalrine.
Oh, I've been dreaming about you.
Yeah. And what's crazy is all the Deadpools, especially because there's a bazillion of them at the end, they really do a good job. So like Ryan Reynolds actually owns a soccer club in Wales, and there's a Welsh Deadpool in that scene, and it's actually one of the players from the team Wrexham Football Club, like their one of their best players. And so there's just so many cool like little throw-ins there. Like,
and I didn't realize that because I saw in the cast Nathan Fillion, but he was the floating head Deadpool with the little twirly spinny.
I remember the floating head, but I don't remember it being him. I'll have to look.
My son had to catch me up on that one.
Oh boy, wow.
Cool
I don't know if we've talked since I finished Three Body Problem. That one
you finished it?
Yeah, you finished it. Okay.
Yeah, we finished that a while back, actually almost a month ago, probably now. But yeah, we haven't been on together in a while. But yeah, that was good. I
just recommended that one to my cousin this past weekend. It's a great one.
Coming out. You heard that, right?
No.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Yep, season 2 is being filmed now. It's being shot now, so that'll be out before too long. So really looking forward to that. Wow, Pedro Pascal was in it. Haven't seen him in anything for a while. Yeah, he's in everything right now. It's like every other movie is Pascal. But
he's good though.
Yeah.
I have not seen Three Body Problem. It's on my list. So.
Oh really? Oh, you haven't seen it yet? I thought you had recommended it. Maybe you had recommended that you thought it was going to be good or something. I don't know.
I recommended it. I loved it.
Oh, did you like it? Oh, that was that the one?
And I think it was Mike Lorenzo that got me on it. And then
somebody else. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was it. Maybe it was Mike Lorenzo. But yeah, that one was good. And yeah, season 2 is coming. So yeah, I'm pretty psyched for that. So me and my daughter watched it. We also watched the one completely off base here a little bit. Was Fall of the House of Usher, which was an interesting series. So it's an Edgar Allan Poe book, novel, whatever it was, and it's kind of was redone and brought into the modern age. And it's interesting. So it has touches of a lot of his other stuff, The Raven and others. They're all drawn a blank now on all of them, but all the other popular books and stuff that he wrote. Telltale Heart. Yep, that was it. So there's little touches of each one of that in it. And again, they brought it into the modern age, a modern rich family. And so it's really kind of cool the way they had brought it up to speed and changed it. It's not definitely not family friendly. So Carlos, this is definitely one that if you put it through the VidAngel, it's gonna chop up quite a bit. But if you have some adult moments, I'd recommend it. The very ending was a little bit of a letdown because it is a very
Macabre.
Macabre, yeah, and horror, and there definitely are some jump scares and stuff in there, so you can kind of see them coming. But it was definitely one my wife wasn't going to sit down and watch with us. She's not into any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My daughter is big
Annie,
time.
I'm sure it was all over it.
Into the dark side. So it was just me and her that watched it together, and we blitzed through it. We watched all. Yeah. It's a limited series. I think it was 8 episodes, but it's pretty good. Each one's about an hour long, and the ending I expected. There's a little twist at the end. I thought the twist was going to be bigger, and I thought it was going to be a little more exciting on the twist. But I would still definitely recommend it for the watch. So
yeah, and I think for me, well, speaking of like tying it to board games, if you're a fan of Obsession and Downton Abbey and things like that, the Gilded Age on HBO is a fantastic show. It's basically New York City in the turn of the century. And kind of new money versus old money, the Astors and the Rockefellers versus kind of like that kind of stuff. So it's a very, very cool show. And then I haven't watched it yet, but my wife binged the entire season 2 of The Sandman, which is Neil Gaiman, graphic novel. First season was fantastic, and then the second season just came out like a week or 2 ago, and she binged it before I could get to watch it with her. So I'll have to watch it soon. But she said it's really good. So Sandman,
nice,
yeah. So
excellent.
There we go.
I have been watching. We're at the end of our at the last season of Who's the Boss.
Oh, really? There's a throwback to the 80s. Yeah,
it is.
Wifey and I have been watching it. We have been enjoying it. It's been a couple months that we've been going through it.
At this point in your age, watching a show with Alyssa Milano in it at that age is probably a little creepy.
Well, what's weird to me is you think about how she grew up during that show to like full adulthood.
Yeah,
full adulthood. Yeah,
like by the time that we're in season 8 now, I think it is.
She's like 23.
Yes, and she's out dating, and I'm like, I feel old. Like this show is so, but it just feels so good. It just like watching just kind of classic TV. But I think one of the best parts about it is. Because I can be a prude. I know I can be a prude, and that's okay. But what I laugh at is all these jokes that went over my head as a kid.
Oh yeah,
like Mona, the grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
Like
she was dirty.
Yeah.
Hey, spoiler alert! Don't go watch Golden Girls.
Oh no. So it's just it reminds you that there's nothing new under the sun. No. Ecclesiastes says it in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything is just redone. So all these bad jokes, these dirty jokes were all back then too. I was just a kid and couldn't tell. So having a great time finishing up Who's the Boss with Wifey. We just got to this episode where he's proposed. So it's like 7 seasons of sexual tension between
Angela and
Who's the Boss? Remington Steele, Castle. Like that's just the typical trope of like. How many seasons did it take to get somebody?
What was great was like last season they added the little kid because all the kids have grown up, right? The son is older, the daughter's older, so all the cute kids are gone. So of course they have to find some random young child to insert into the family to bring like cuteness back into it. But then he somehow disappears the following season. Like, wait, what happened to that little kid? Like,
tried him and it didn't work out. Yeah,
right. Like they jumped the shark when they had to add like the cute kid. So my recommendation, throwbacks, Who's the Boss? I think we're going to do 90210 next.
Oh, wow.
That'll be another 12 seasons or something.
Brutal.
Yeah, I was watching, I actually started rewatching Person of Interest a while back. I'm like halfway through rewatching that. That's a good one.
Never watched it.
That's not super old, but it's good.
It's like comfort food, like getting back to these older TV shows.
Jim Caviezel and the guy from Lost, the main villain from Lost. So if you never watched, that's a good one to watch because it's like, he's like I forget the guy's name, but the villain from Lost, the little squirrely guy with glasses, he's the good guy in this show, and he basically is this computer genius that creates the first AI. This is like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and the AI can tap into every video camera in the world, and it can predict crime. And so he sells it to the government post 9/11 to like stop terrorism. But then every now and then it spits out numbers like a social security number where that person is going to die. And the government doesn't care because there's only one person. All they care about is stopping terrorism. So he shunts those numbers, the person of interest numbers, to a separate thing. And he uses like his money and power to try to save people. So each episode is kind of he recruits Jim Caviezel, whose character was like a former Black Ops type guy, to like solve the crime. So it's a good show. If you've never watched Person of Interest, it's a good show. So, kind of, especially nowadays with AI and the pervasiveness of AI and all the data collection and data mining that's going on today, watching the show as that took place just post 9/11, like maybe 2003 to 2008, it's interesting to see how accurate some of it is as it predicts the future of facial recognition and sort of the security of the nanny state. So yeah,
I've seen Terminator. I know how this ends.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, I think I've seen
I'm
that
ready.
movie. Yeah.
I'm ready to serve my clanker overlords.
Roger.
Fellas, great show tonight. Thank you for being here with me. Hopefully next week I'll feel better. I'm gonna go get some rest, and we'll try it again next week. Maybe get some games moved around and get some games over to Wayne's house so we can all then give the beans to Hot Street.
I'm bringing Rumble Nation, so we can do the beans on Rumble Nation.
Oh yes, good game. I need to
Sounds
get
good.
that played more. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, folks. Make sure you check us out by subscribing, hitting the bell so that you know when things go live. If you like what we do here, you can always do a super chat, or you can send us money through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo with @Beansanddice. That's our tag, BeansandDice. Email us at beansanddice@gmail.com if you have questions or comments. Leave a voicemail throughout the week if you want us to play it on the show, 813-618-7099. I've been one of your hosts tonight, Carlos, along
All right.
with,
And I'm Wayne.
and I appreciate you watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Smash that
Thanks for
button.
watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I'll take your prayers to get over this sickness, too.
And everybody.